USA to Europe and into the Caribbean, all the world over. This is Caribbean Gospel Radio FM, keeping you inspired and informed.
Are you looking for delicious meals cooked to perfection from authentic Jamaican spices? At Taste of Eden Jamaican Restaurant, your taste buds will love the delectable, mouth-watering oxtails, curry goat, curry chicken, steamed fish, jerk chicken, and vegetable meals, freshly cooked and served by the loving, warm, and attentive chef and staff. Centrally located in Codman Square, 38 Norfolk Street, Dorchester Center, Massachusetts, you can get to Taste of Eden Jamaican Restaurant for your breakfast, lunch, dinner meals, and vegan dishes. Taste of Eden Jamaican Restaurant is open Mondays through Thursdays, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., and Fridays and Sundays, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., closed on Saturdays. We cater and deliver by Uber Eats, Grubhub, and DoorDash. Call 617-282-0077 or order online at www.tasteofedenjamaican.net.
Hey kids, we have some Caribbean Gospel Radio Faith Ministry.
Tell a friend that K. Anthony endorses CGR FM.
This is the year of my breakthrough. This is the year of release. My seasons of dryness is almost over. Now is the time of increase. Hey, this is Stephen Peninsulin, and you're listening to Caribbean Gospel Radio FM with Dr. Monica. The Diago bless. Watch it.
How you doing, everybody? I hope you're feeling fine. We're gonna lift up the name of Jesus Christ. Sing Jesus, sing Jesus. I love the name Jesus, yeah. The society want me to stay a certain way, but I shall hold the faith, man, not stray. Fit in them boxes, conform to their ideas, but I only wish to follow you. Cause when they see me, they should know that I am an ambassador for you. Now, no time for follow the crowd. If you agree, I wanna hear you now. You're missing Jesus. You're the center of my life. And may you sing Jesus. Gave me peace and took away all my strife. Jesus, you filled my heart with joy. Jesus, oh, every day I love you more. La 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 la. Sometimes the people around me ostracize me from my faith. They ask, how can I believe in something I can't see it? Can't see the wind, but you know that it is there. Well, that is how I know that Jesus is near. There's nothing you can say that will ever make me doubt him. He has brought me through so many storms, so we should sing his praise forevermore. Whoa, Jesus, you're the center of my life, and may you sing Jesus. Gave me peace and took away all my strife. Jesus, filled my heart with joy. Jesus, oh, every day I love you more. You've been so good to me.
That's right indeed. Lord, I thank you. How about you? Lord, I thank you. Thank you for a beautiful day. We're almost at the end of March and we're still here. Lord, I thank you. A blessed and pleasant evening to you. Happy Sunday. For some of you listening in, it's already Monday. Happy Sunday, happy Monday, wherever you are. We want to welcome you to Caribbean Gospel Radio FM. It's been a while, I know, right? I come on when I can. And this evening, I'm here for you. I'm here for me. I'm here for us.
Every day I love you more. You're
listening into the sweet sounds of Flavia Bradshaw Beswick from Jamaica, who is the center of your life. Want to send a shout out to Carla Locke. How are you doing, Carla? It's been years, girl. Happy Sunday to you, Carla. God's richest blessings on you, sissy. Want to send a shout out to my sister Carol Thompson in Las Vegas, Nevada. Good evening to you, Carol. How you doing, girl? Welcome to the program. Got quite a number of people I got to send a shout out to. Let me holler at you where you are.
I only wish to follow you. 'Cause when they see me, they should know that I'm an ambassador for you. Now, no time for follow the crowd. If you agree, I wanna hear you now. You're missing Jesus. Jesus. You're the center of my life. And may you sing Jesus. Jesus. Gave me peace and took away all my strife. Jesus. Me for my faith, they ask, so can I believe in something I can't see it? Can't see the wind, but you know that it is there. Well, that is how I know that Jesus is near. There's nothing you can say that will ever make me doubt him. He has brought me through so many storms, so I should sing his praise forevermore. Oh, Jesus, Jesus, you're the center of my life, and may you sing Jesus.
Send a good evening shout out to Gary Thompson. Good evening, Gary. That's my deacon, y'all. Good evening to you, Deacon Gary. Hope that you're having a wonderful Sunday today. What did y'all have for dinner? I want to talk a little bit about that, all right? Nicole Scott sending lots of love out to you. Good evening to you, Nicole. Thank you so much for tuning in to the program on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. Trying to get all my ends up here, all right? Oh, Gary, you're too sweet. Thank you for that. That's perfect radio voice. Thank you. Nicole Scott, happy to see you as well, all right? Just give me a few moments so my Facebook fam and friends can come in. I didn't hit their go live. I forgot. And I'm still sending out links, so I hope that you take some time out to send out some links to your friends. Tell them, hey, come on over. We're going to chit-chat this Sunday evening. All right? You're the center of my life. And may you sing Jesus. Gave me peace and took away all my strife. Jesus. Filled my heart with joy. Jesus.
walking, I believe in something I can't see it. Can't see the wind, but you know that it is there. Well, that is how I know that Jesus is near. There's nothing you can say that will ever make me doubt him. He has brought me through so many storms, so I just sing his praise forevermore. Whoa, Jesus, Jesus, you're the center of my life. Let me hear you sing, Jesus, Jesus, gave me peace and took away all my strife. Jesus, filled my heart with joy.
All right, they're coming in one by one, by one, by one, by one. Want to send the greetings out to Navia Halls. Navia, good afternoon to you, good evening, good night, wherever you are. Happy Sunday to you. Patrick Williams, good evening to you, my brother. Hope that you're having a fantabulous Sunday so far. How smell of fried chicken, right? You gotta tell me what y'all been having for dinner on this beautiful Sunday. What is a traditional meal in your household on a Sunday? We're going to talk a little bit about that. Want to welcome Patricia Kim Nandram. Good evening to you, Patricia. We want to welcome you to the program indeed. Evelyn Butler, how are you doing, Evelyn Butler? We want to welcome you to the program. It's been a while, sissy. Thank you for coming on. Velma Allen Strawn, good evening to you. Thank you for being here with me, keeping me company on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. Thank you, guys. Continue to share the links with your family and friends so that they can come in, all right? It might be windy, it might be rainy, it might be overcast where you are, but I'm here to bring you some ray and hope of sunshine in this blessed Sunday evening. Coming out of Jamaica, the Young Grace Thrillers, as they regularize this one, it is called I Will Be Still. Well, it's nice to play it twice, and I'm telling you, this one is doing a number on me. It is really, really nice. So can I just pull it up again? Can I be a little better on this Sunday evening? Oh, Lord.
Pull up. Yo. Pull up. Let's go. Let's rock it.
Let us worship the Lord.
Yo, DJ, are you done mixing yet?
Your DJ has only just begun.
Want to take some time out to say good evening to my girl. I love her very much. Officer Sharisa Stewart coming in from Jamaica. Good evening to you, Officer Stewart. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's a beautiful Sunday evening where I am, and I hope that I'm making it more beautiful for you as well. All right, Nicole, I will definitely check in and I'll fix whatever is going wrong. All right. Evelyn Butler, good evening to you on the YouTube side as well. Good evening, good evening. Headed over back to Facebook. Thank you so much for spreading the news. Velma Allen a strong, pleasant Sunday evening to you. Lorna Lord, how you doing, Lorna? Happy Sunday. Indeed, he's God. Marvelous Mervin. So pull up that. We got to take it back from the top, all right, Marvelous Mervin? I'm coming at ya. Patricia Joseph, it's a long time. Good night to you too, my sissy. Thank you so much for peeping in on us here at Caribbean Gospel Radio FM, giving you the best in gospel music out of the Caribbean. You can find us at www.caribbeangospelradiofm.com. We've been going for 8 years strong. To God be the glory. Thank you so much for your support and your prayers and love. Marvelous Mervin says, I love that beautiful hairstyle. Thank you. Gotta take this back from the top for you, all right? You ask for it. Here it comes.
Could you possibly rewind and come again? Hey, that bad.
It's the best in Christian gospel out of the Caribbean islands. Enjoy. We're going to be talking about what is traditional for dinner on a Sunday in your family. We're coming back at you. indeed the King over the floods. And He promised you that you will walk through the waters and it will not overflow you. What a promise it is to know that your God is with you through thick and thin. I'm so grateful that I don't have to feed my God. He feeds me. I don't have to lift up my God and take Him from one place to the next. He carries me. He carries me. Hallelujah. Want to send a good evening shout out to Nicole Williams. Good evening to you, Nicole. I know it's been a while. I've been taken up with school, work, all kinds of stuff. But I'm here for you when I can, all right? It is Sunday evening, and I want to welcome you to the program. I normally do Sunday Serenade on a Sunday when I do get a chance. I want to thank the Lord for bringing us in safely this evening. I want to take some time out to welcome Farissa Muckler. Good evening, Farissa. Welcome to the program. Sydney Bindi Williams, good evening to you. Thank you so much for coming in this evening. I want to welcome Jeanette Forrest. Good evening, Jeanette. Welcome to the program. Annetta Brown, good evening to you. Happy Sunday. If I didn't call your name, forgive me. I probably didn't see it. So come back and say something, all right? I want to say happy birthday to Charmaine Baker. I understand it's your birthday, Charmaine. Happy birthday to you. My aunt also wants me to send happy 108th birthday to her grand aunt. Or her cousin, somebody in our family. But I will get her name, all right? Cousin Nora. Mama Nora Welch. Wow. Mama Nora Welch. Mama Nora Welch turns 108 years old tomorrow. If God spares her life, please God. 108 years old, and you should see her. She still looks good. I was looking at her photograph this afternoon. I'm like, God, you are just so amazing. And I do believe when the doctors say that our bodies were not made to die. We were made to live forever. Yes, that was God's initial plan for mankind. But we messed it up somewhere along the line when we listened to that other voice, the voice of the enemy. And that's exactly what is happening to some of us today. We know who God has designed us to be and destined us to be, but we keep listening in to other people's voices. They're determining for us what we can be and who we can be. But don't you know that who God desires you to be and who He's destined you to be is the only thing that you need to hear. Again, I just want to welcome each and everyone that's here. Thank you so much. We're going to talk about Sunday dinner, but bear with me a little bit. Father, we just want to thank you for this evening. Indeed, dear God, you're our God in every situation. You never run off and leave us. And so we thank you this day. We've come this far in the year 2022, all because of your grace and your mercy. And so as we come this Sunday evening, gather as a family to chit chat and listen to music and just to reminisce on your goodness. We pray that the words of our mouths and the meditation of our hearts will be acceptable to you, God. We thank you one more time. May we use this moment to bring glory and honor to your name. We tell you thanks in Jesus' name. Amen and amen. All right, I'm going to take one more song and then we're going to go down memory lane. We're going to talk about our days growing up. What is it that we usually have for Sunday dinner? We're going to talk about some of the dishes that can become controversial, and especially in Jamaica. I got a little story I want to tell you about me being a Jamaican and some of the things that I do know of that other Jamaicans don't know about. and then they think I'm not Jamaican. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. And you can share with me some of the things that you know about your island, your country, your home, that some other folks really don't know about. And then when you talk about it to them, it is strange. Like, are you really from my country? We're going to talk about that coming up, all right? Taking this one back from the top for you, Brianna Jade. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy.
When the music fades, all is stripped away, and I simply come, longing just to bring something that's of worth.
If you stick around, I'm going to tell you what Gary had for dinner this evening, all right? And I'm going to tell you who cooked it.
Bring you more than a song,
For a song in itself.
is not what you have.
Sending a shout out to Nadine Blair, Colleen Beckus, all my Love 101 colleagues, ex-colleagues, I should say.
Things appear. You're
Good evening to you guys. Mark Land, Earl McFarlane,
coming back to the heart of
Delingo,
it's all about you. It's all about you.
Douglas Bramwell. Good evening.
For the things I've made it. It's all about you. It's all about you, Jesus.
Sending a good evening shout out to Alana Tom. Hey Alana, how you doing? Pam Nelson, good evening to you. Fabian Barton, good evening.
Know
Janine Ray, I see you. Good evening, sissy.
how much you deserve.
Pam Nelson says, I'm glad to hear your voice so much. Love to you, my sunshine daughter. Thank you, Pam.
Have is yours. Every single breath.
Nicole Scott says, miss you lots, Doc. Thank God for replays.
Bring you more
Ah, thank you so much, Nicole.
in this
I try my best.
is not what you have.
Want to send a good evening shout out to my Alive Christian Center family.
You search much
We're spread out, but our place of worship is in Marietta, Georgia.
things appear.
So good day to you guys. Good evening to you,
My heart,
my pastor, and everyone.
I'm coming back to the heart of worship. And it's all about you. It's all about you.
If you got the grill lit up
I'm sorry, Lord, for the things
and you're trying to take the beer out, the ginger beer, I meant,
about you.
the ginger beer,
It's all about you.
out to the back of the yard, just crank it up, crank the speaker up somehow. As we chillax on this Sunday evening, don't burn up the chicken, all right? Whether you're doing jerk chicken,
It's all about you.
roast chicken,
It's all about
barbecue chicken, whatever it is you're doing.
It's all
Some of you doing pork
Jesus.
and burgers, hamburger, whatever kind of burger, turkey burger, chicken burger. Don't burn up the food, all right?
It's all about
Just turn up the music.
Jesus. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna make sure that you got some good music this Sunday evening. Can I kick it back for you?
Our station a play them big song there. The Caribbean Gospel Radio. Truly. We do. No Monica DJ. Truly.
And I simply come.
All security. All security.
Something that's a word that will bless your heart. I'll bring you more than a song, for a song in itself is not what you have required. You search much deeper within, though the way things appear.
Sending a good evening shout out to Richard Hansen in St. Elizabeth, Jamaica. Richard and Jane Hansen, happy Sunday to you guys. Carmen Stewart, good evening. Marlene Duncan, good evening to you. It's all about Jesus. Marcel Johnson, good evening to you. Welcome to the mix on a Sunday evening. Jamaican Myrna D. It's a long time, but you're in the right place at the right time, sissy. I want to welcome Nathalie Moses to the program. Good evening to you, Nathalie. Nicola Williams, welcome. Hermin Bowie Bailey. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here with me on this beautiful Sunday evening. All right, we are going to talk about food. Let's go back to our culture. On a Sunday evening like this, growing up, you tell me, dig far back in your memory as you possibly can, and tell me, on a Sunday evening like this, what would you be eating for dinner? We're going to talk about it. What are you having this evening, and what would you normally have on a Sunday evening? Gary says that his wife, Tanya, made fried snapper and cauliflower rice. I love me some cauliflower rice. Oh, but let me tell you something. Ain't nothing like the real thing. When you get some of that nice white jasmine rice, ouch, I just put on 2 more pounds. But that cauliflower rice is good. It is good. I prefer it over the broccoli rice. I love the cauliflower rice. Oh, Lord. Why is it that the things that taste nice, the things that are really, really taste good, finger licking good, those are the things that they say not good for you. And you got to go with these other stuff, like cauliflower rice. I'm still eating cauliflower, right? I need some rice on my plate. I'm just being bad, y'all. Marcia Dawson, good evening to you. Thank you so much for being here with us. Okay, so what is it that you're having for dinner this evening? For me, growing up in Jamaica, it just depends on where you are in Jamaica. As I've always said, there's nothing that's truly Jamaican except reggae. You know why? Because we have a whole lot of different nations that make up Jamaica. All right, you go one place, you see the Chinese that were brought to Jamaica. I think they came there as indentured servants. We have the Indians that were brought there. And I could have just said Asians, but I wanted to differentiate between the Chinese and the Indians. And then you have Jamaican whites that were, they come from European descent. And then you have the blacks, those of us who came from African descent. And then you got those like me who mix up with a whole heap of nationality in my blood, okay? Chinese and black and Syrian in my one little body, okay? So, when I think about it, reggae is really Jamaican. So you can actually say that sound is not reggae because we truly know what reggae is. But how can you tell somebody that a meal that they prepare, they're Jamaicans, born Jamaicans, that is what they're used to, maybe in their community or in their family, and then for you to tell them that is not Jamaican? But I know as Jamaicans, we do it all the time, and that is so wrong. We need to stop it because out of many, we become one people. It's not out of one, we're one, all right? We have many cultural diversity right across Jamaica. You go in one place in Westmoreland, the Indians there are cooking curry with masala. You go another place in Hanover, in Westmoreland, the same parish, you got another set of Jamaicans that are cooking curry with coconut milk, okay? You go another place and you got people who cooking curry with ginger. The other day I was cooking, I cooked some curry and my husband asked me if ginger was in it. And I look at him like, ginger? He said, yes. I said, I've never heard of ginger in curry. Not that it can't be done, but in my little nook of Jamaica where I grew up, we don't cook curry with ginger in it. Now, if you cook your curry with ginger in it and you're a Jamaican, that doesn't make you less of a Jamaican. That's just the part of the culture that you hold on to. Because out of many, we're arisen to be this one nation called Jamaicans. But it doesn't mean that we're going to do the same thing the same way. Some people cook their rice and peas with coconut milk. Some don't cook it with coconut milk. Some cook it with sugar. Some cook it with nutmeg and cinnamon. Yes, I just said that. Some people cook their rice and peas. It is finger licking good with nutmeg and cinnamon in it. Okay? So it just depends on where you are from, what the culture of the day is. And some people are foodies. They like food. They like to try new things. And so they turn them hand, as we say in Jamaica, make fashion. That means that they try their own thing. Their family got their own recipe. And to me, it is so wrong for us to classify them as not Jamaicans because they don't do things the way that you do it. Now, as I say in Jamaica, we do things, it might be called the same dish, but you prepare it one way, different from I prepare it. Like this evening, I cooked rice and peas with gungo peas, and I made a pot of brown stew chicken, and I made a pot of fricassee chicken. And I know some Jamaicans are asking, what in the world is fricassee chicken? All right. And there are some that are thinking, but isn't that the same thing she made and call it two different? No, it is not. Again, it just depends on your culture, where you're from. So it all began, and I'm gonna take your food stuff. What Marvelous Marvin said, too late, food already burned. Too late, food already burned. Oh man, you want some of my dinner? Farissa says she had rice and peas, garden salad, steamed vegetables, and brown stew fish with June plum and ginger blended. So that was her drink. June plum and ginger blended. That, I could take some of that because I know that is really, really refreshing. I know what that is like. Oh my God. I could take some. Can you send me some, please? Please. That is so refreshing right now. I could deal with that. All right. And she had rice and peas and brown stew fish. Nadine Angel. Good evening to you, Nadine. Welcome to the program. Thank you so much. Norma, how are you? Lovely surprise, right? On a Sunday. Thank you. Sandra Wilson, good night. And she said she never tasted cauliflower rice before. I'm not sure where you are, Sandra, but here in the United States, you can actually get it from the frozen section of Walmart. That much I know because we got Walmart all over Canada and the United States of America. I'm not sure where you are, but hopefully you'll get a chance to taste it. Sylvia DuPont Chapman, good night. And Sydney's telling us about her mother. Our grandmother would done cook early rice and peas and chicken and fish, vegetable. So it would be dinner finished at 1 o'clock. Breakfast would be about 7 or 8. Church or beach on Sunday. But today for me, it's barefoot rice and peas and oxtail with piece of pear. So, that dinner sounds rich to me. Rice and peas with oxtail, and she has her avocado pear right there on the plate. Nice. She says, yes, you can put ginger in curry. Fine. I was telling my husband that I only, for the meats that I cook, I only put ginger in pork. If I'm doing brown stew pork. Pork is not a meat that I eat, but I cook it well. And so if I'm cooking it for somebody, I will put the ginger in it. Mervin says dinner for tonight is float bakes and peanut butter with what powwow? Let me see if it's powwow. He said, hold on. No, it's not powwow. With powder milk tea. Something was over that. What? Powder milk tea? What is powder milk tea? I guess that's something more like our Alaska in Jamaica. Anyways, tell me where you're from again. Float bakes and peanut butter with powder milk tea. And that is his dinner tonight. Of course, there you go. Nicole Scott says she loves basmati rice as well. Hermin says, my daughter cooked baked salmon and vegetables with macaroni. Very delicious. Back in Jamaica on Sunday, rice and peas and fried chicken with vegetables every Sunday. All right, so that was what happened in your family. All right, so Janice Gordon, welcome. She says, good evening, beautiful. Nice to see you. She says, I'm making stewed peas with pigtails and white rice and steamed veggies. Good for eat. And there we go. Some people make stew peas with pigtails. Some make it with oxtail. Some make it with chicken foot. Just about some make it with corn, what we call it back home, salt beef. It's just your liking. It's what you want. Norma says, as a Jamaican myself, I put ginger in my curry all the time. She says, it's just put the curry upon another whole different level. Me had plain old roast chicken, cabbage, and sweet potatoes, nice glass of coconut water. That's what you have for dinner today? Wow. Awesome. All right. You eating good. Victorine George, good evening to you. Welcome to the program. Now, a couple Sundays ago, I was with some folks. It was three of us that were Jamaican, and there was one person. There was another Guyanese there, but the Guyanese happened to be married to a Jamaican. Her husband was not in the conversation. He was not there. And so it was a Sunday, and one person said, whoa, man, a Sunday like this, I could eat some Jamaican food, some rice and peas and chicken. So I said, what kind of chicken? French fried chicken? She said, French fried chicken? No, she said she felt for some food, for some Jamaican food. And I said, yes, the good old rice and peas and French fried chicken. Right, that was the conversation. And she said, what? I said, French fried chicken. She said, French what? I said, French fried chicken. She said to me, I've never heard about that. We don't eat what? French fried chicken, French in Jamaica? Now, I was appalled because now I'm saying to myself, for all the people that I know that know about French fried chicken, now I'm made to feel like, I'm dreaming. Anyways, the conversation went this way. Your husband told me that you gave him brown stew goat too. Are you sure you're Jamaican? We don't brown stew goat in Jamaica. We don't have anything named French fried chicken. Are you sure? So a phone call was made to a family member of theirs that she's a cook, a chef, whatever it is. I don't know, has a restaurant, whatever. And, we talked a little bit. And then they mentioned that on a Sunday like this for them, they would be eating rice and peas and brown stew chicken. I said, well, we wouldn't be really eating brown stew chicken on a Sunday like this because brown stew chicken, you can eat in the week or brown stew chicken back. But on a Sunday, you kind of go out of your way and get a little special stuff going. And then my husband and the other person said, yes, they would have been eating brown stew chicken. So I said, how do you cook that? So they say they fry up the chicken a little bit and then they cook it down. So I said, that is not brown stew chicken. That's fricassee chicken. They said, fricka what? And again, the whole laughter started. And they're like, Monica, you sure you're Jamaican? And so I kind of stopped talking a little bit because there I was with two Jamaicans who had no clue what I was saying. And I understood right then and there that, not that I understood it, but that was a true example of not everything. The only thing that we have that's really, truly Jamaican is reggae. Everything else, it really comes from our forefathers. And we either keep it the same way or develop on it. And that's it. One family does it this way, another family does it the other way, depending on their background, just depending on where their forefathers are from. All right. But we do still share the same nationality. We're all Jamaicans, whether you cook your curry chicken with ginger, yes or no. There are those in Jamaica who never ever put a piece of ginger in their curry chicken and it tastes good just the same way. My curry chicken is finger licking good. If I do one dish good, it's curry. Whether it's curry goat, curry chicken, or curry oxtail, yes, I said that. And that's because I love curry. And curry has a whole lot of nutrients in it. And so if I had a chance to curry everything, I also curry fish. And I got that from my Indian counterparts in Westmoreland. If I had a chance to curry everything, I really would because that's how much I love curry. Cooking, there are no rules to that. It is you that's going to be eating the food. You're going to consume what you prepare. Do it how you like it. All right? My curry, sometimes I cook it just without coconut milk. And many times I cook it with coconut milk because I love the taste. I love the flavor that coconut milk brings to my meals. And so you might not like it, but I do. And so I incorporate that in my curry. And I really do. It was a week ago, I cooked some curry for a potluck at school, and they've been begging me to do some more. So again, as I say, it is what you want. It is what you want in your dish. So anyways, we went on talking about brown stew chicken versus fricassee chicken. And I know some of you, you're looking it up right now, right? Look it up. In Jamaica, I can only speak of our Jamaican dishes because that's pretty much where I'm from. In Jamaica, there's some Jamaicans, I can't say many because I don't know what fraction. There's some Jamaicans who have never heard of fricassee. All right? And I was shocked because there are restaurants that you go to in Jamaica where they got it on the menu, fricassee chicken, because that's where I learned about it. And so fricassee chicken is when you brown up the chicken and then you cook it down. That's what some Jamaicans, I can't say many Jamaicans because again, 2 or 3 or 10 or 100 Jamaicans calling it brown stew chicken, I can't say that's most of Jamaica. All right? So some Jamaicans call that brown stew chicken. But then when you ask them, when you put the chicken in the pot with the browning on it, and the seasoning and everything and cook it down, stew it down, what do you call that? They're looking at you like brown stew chicken. I'm like, but it's 2 different ways. It's just 2 different ways that you prepare the chicken. So you can't call both of them brown stew chicken. You got to choose what it is. Okay? So yes, there is fricassee chicken and you can look it up and it is very Jamaican. Although they don't think I'm Jamaican, it is very Jamaican. And there is brown stew chicken, all right? So when I cook my brown stew chicken, like what I did this evening, because I did that intentionally so my husband can understand the difference between brown stew chicken and fricassee chicken. I did both so he can taste the difference. The brown stew chicken, washed, prepared for cooking, season all of that, and put it in the pot. I rub a little oil in my chicken. I don't put the chicken in the pot. I don't put the oil in the pot. I rub it over the chicken. I coat the chicken in the oil after the seasoning is on it. And that keeps the seasoning locked in and the flavor. And then I put that in the pot and cover it and allow it to cook in its own juice. I don't add any water whatsoever. It cooks in its own juice. I do the same thing with brown stew goat. However, for the goat, you have to put water in it at certain points so that you can get it tender. Nobody no want tough goat to eat, all right? So that's it. And then the fricassee chicken now is where I brown it and then cook it down, put my tomato, my peppers, and the sauce, make my gravy in it, not sauce, my gravy, all of that. And in the gravy, you can put tomato ketchup if you want to. You can put a little bit of brown sugar if you want to. It's up to you and the taste that you are trying to achieve. All right? That's it. So let me hear your take on all of this because French fried chicken. So I went into my school WhatsApp group and I wrote in there the following day. I said, anybody here remember French fried chicken? And everybody came out like, how could we forget that? That was the only decent dinner we had. Of course, we went to boarding school, all right? So I won't tell. We went to the Cuban school, Jose Marti in Jamaica. And we would always look forward to our French fried chicken dinner. And of course, that's what the meal is called, French fried chicken. So I was asked that day, so how do you do French fry? And so I told him, the chicken is prepared, washed, cleaned, all of that. And it's seasoned. And then you have some flour that is seasoned. And you got to make sure that you put some baking powder in that flour, the raising agent, so you can get it up and going. You can put a little bit in it. And then you have some eggs that you whisk those eggs or mix them out. And so you take the chicken that's seasoned, you dip it in the egg and the flour, and then you put it in a pot to fry. Then she said to me, but that's regular fried chicken. That's how we fry chicken. I said, when did Jamaica always fry chicken with eggs? I don't know about that. That's a whole different way of frying chicken. Most times we season it and we might put it in some flour, a flour mixture, and then we fry it. It's not all the time that we do the eggs. So, we're working with the same food. But then when you add 1 or 2 different ingredients, that is what makes the dish different because it does add a different taste to the dish. All right? Okay. And then I had to correct some people. They kept on calling. Is this a Jamaica? This is Jamaica chicken curry. I'm like, no, it's not chicken curry. It's curried chicken. Just like how you say fried chicken. When you go to KFC, what do you buy? Do you buy chicken fry or fried chicken? They said, we buy fried chicken. I said, well, I don't cook chicken curry. I cook curried chicken. So this is what you're getting. Curried chicken, not chicken curry. Okay? So I'm like, this is different from them other places. Okay? This is curried chicken. So I want you to tell me how you do your food when you cook. All right? Okay, so Marvelous Mervin. Oh, so it's milk powder you drinking. Boy, I'm telling you, I used to love milk powder when I was growing up. I really did. I used to love it. So then it says, yep, French fried chicken. So there goes another Jamaican who knows about French fried chicken. I'm trying to see this evening if I'm really Jamaican. You know, as they think I'm not Jamaican. Let me see how many of you know the things that I'm talking about. Herman says, Doc, I put ginger and turmeric in everything I cook. Evening soup. And she says she loves ginger and lime. And see, it's her pot. She cooks it how she wants to cook it. She put ginger and turmeric in everything that she cooks. Depending on the taste I'm trying to achieve, you know, I personally wouldn't do that. But that's what she wants to do. So that's how she cooks it. All right. So I'm waiting on my husband to get home to show him the difference between brown stew chicken and fricassee chicken. All right. I'm bad. Marlene Reed, good evening to you. Is this my Marlene Reed, Dr. Marlene Reed? I'm not sure if this is her. She says, yes, we do. I'm from St. Mary and we do brown stew goat. Thank you, Marlene. Thank you. I'm from Hanover. You know how far that is from St. Mary? So she did not smell it in my kitchen and I didn't smell it in hers. She's all the way in St. Mary and I'm all the way down west in Hanover. And she knows about brown stew goat. And Marlene, may I tell you, girl, you are Jamaican, okay? Don't let anybody tell you anything different. You are Jamaican. Well, as to the curry oxtail, when I came here, my Aunt Olivine, and I hope that she's listening, and she took me to a restaurant in Massachusetts when she was living in Massachusetts. She took me to a restaurant to get a meal. And while it was a Jamaican restaurant, and while we were there, I looked at the menu board and it said curry oxtail. Now me love bones and me love curry. That was right up Monica's alley. And so I ordered that. And I've been in love with curry oxtail ever since that. And so tell you what, I do my own curry oxtail too. Who said I can't curry my oxtail? Who said that? It's my kitchen, my pot, my belly. So I cook it how I want it. Delarine Stevens, good evening to you. She says, good night, Sister Monica. I had turned cornmeal with pumpkin and coconut milk. Gosh, that sounds good. Hold on, there's YouTuber coming to you next, all right? She says she had turned cornmeal with pumpkin. So she put the pumpkin in the cornmeal and she made it with coconut milk. That's got to be delicious. And then she had that with fish. And for drink, she had beets, carrots with ginger. Delicious drink right there. Cut out the milk altogether, right? The beets, the carrots, and the ginger. Let me run on over to YouTube. I'm coming back to you, Facebook. Victorine, I'm so happy I'm on tonight here with you. Norma says many persons don't know about French fried chicken. What we have to remember is that out of all the 14 parishes, you'll find every single person may cook completely different. And she says she's a curry lover also. Thank you so much, Norma, for saying that. Because it really irks me when people say you're not Jamaican just because they've never heard of that dish. Or we don't do that in Jamaica. You can't speak for all of Jamaica because, as I say, there's nothing that is truly Jamaican except reggae. It is ours. That's our music. And so we can determine that what you're playing is not reggae because it is ours. But you can't determine that I didn't cook rice and peas, not because I didn't put coconut milk in it. You see what I'm saying? You can't determine, or I can't determine that you didn't cook curry just because you put ginger in yours and I put coconut milk in mine. Okay? We have so many different influences in Jamaica. And I know this is not a Jamaican program. So guys, when you start to tell me about your meal that you have this evening, please tell me which country you're from so that we can understand how you cook and the meals that you have to share as well. All right. Trisha says fricassee is without the browning. Okay. And when you add the browning, it's called stewed chicken, in my opinion. All right. So for her, it is the browning that makes the difference. See, Trisha is Jamaican, and this is her opinion. She says fricassee is when you don't have browning, and then when you add the browning, it is called stewed chicken. So Jamaicans call it brown stew chicken, though. Just like the goat, brown stew goat or brown stew mutton. In Nevis, they do brown stew goat too. They really don't have the curry thing going on. Just like how curry goat is big for us in Jamaica, in Nevis, it's the brown stew for them. All right? And so that is when the browning comes in, because the browning makes it brown. And then the stewing is that process where you put it in and let it cook in its own juice without any frying. As a matter of fact, stew has nothing to do with fry. So when we think about it, if we're really going to get intricate about this whole brown stew thing, stewing and frying are two different methods. So you can't fry something and then call it stew. If it's fried, it's fried. And if it's stew, it's stew. You understand? Because stewing is a whole different method, and you don't fry before you stew. So when Jamaicans fry the chicken and then they cook it down, some Jamaicans call it brown stew, while there are others of us who calls it fricassee. And you can or cannot add browning. You may or may not add browning to your fricassee chicken. It's just how you want it to look. Like some people, they just don't like to see white meat. It has to have some kind of color on it. All right? So that's why. But thank you so much, my friend Trisha, for sharing your opinion there with us. Thank you so much. That's valuable. She says some people curry oxtail, so there is no right or wrong way to cook. And that is so true, Trisha. No right or wrong way to cook. You cook it how you want it. And Norma says fricassee means something totally different in Europe. You want to tell us what fricassee means, Norma? Is it earworthy? Gary says, I had some red wine with my dinner too. Oh, that is what is missing. I'm waiting till my husband comes so I can eat. Hopefully it won't be, oh gosh, after 8, I can't do it anymore. So I might as well go get me a glass of wine, right, Gary? I can only do a Moscato because I'm not a wine person at all. Norma says, I've been craving some turned cornmeal for some time now. So now you know you got to go make some, all right? Trisha says, I think people use ginger because of the benefits. Yes, ginger is a cleaner as well. She says it helps with the stomach for digestion, and some people get belly ache eating curry. And that's a biggie too in Jamaica. Everybody got their own old wife fables for curry. Some people, a lot of Jamaicans, I won't say half, I don't know what percentage of the population it is, but there are a lot of Jamaicans who believe in burning curry in the oil. And they'll tell you, and some of them will make it look as if your curry is no good if you don't follow them. I don't burn curry, I cook curry. Once you cook your curry properly, then you will be good. Some people burn it, and that's to their liking. Some people like me cook it. And that is it. All right? And some people do get a belly ache from it, and running belly. They get the runs, they got to live in the bathroom. Yes, because it is not cooked properly. So that is for one reason I don't eat curry outside of my house. I'm sorry, forget it. I'll take whatever else you have on the table if I'm eating, but curry, I reserve that for my pot. All right? So, let me head on over to Facebook. Nicole had stewed chicken, beef, goat, pork. Wait a minute. Oh, no. She didn't have all of that. Sorry. She's saying you can stew chicken, you can stew beef, you can stew goat, you can stew pork, you can stew fish, you can stew anything you would like to stew. That is exactly what I say to Nicole. I agree with you. All right? You can curry anything, stew anything. All right, Trisha says burning it only gives it a different flavor. Tell them, Trisha. Because they believe that it is curation for the belly ache. Your belly won't run if they burn it. She says it only gives it a different flavor. Marvelous Mervin says, you have my mouth running water. Catch up the water. So then it says, yes. Then when you fry up the chicken to fricassee, you fry the chicken, then you make the seasoning separate. Get you a foil pan. Put your chicken in the foil pan, then pour your seasoning over the chicken. And that's exactly how I do mine as well, all right? Or you can put it in a fry. I got a big wok that I put it in, okay? So Norma says, typically fricassee in Europe is stewed down in a heavy white sauce. White is also delicious. And I guess it can be, Norma, but we Jamaicans don't like white meat. We just don't like to see we meat white. Give it a little color, okay? Either yellow, green, or brown, something or black. So maybe that's where it came from, where we get that browning part of it from, because we don't want the white to see the white. But thank you so much. That's a lesson well learned there, because I didn't know that. Sydney says, yes, I hate when people mispronounce the food. It's curry chicken, not chicken curry. Thank you. And then, ta-da. All right, so I'm going to come back to that. Julie Dadula. Good day to you, Julie. Thank you so much for coming in. Shani Ashlyn says, yes, here in Nicaragua, we brown the chicken with sugar and then cook it down. All right. And I guess that's the same kind of thing that we get when we actually use the browning, because our browning can be made with molasses or with brown sugar. And when I was growing up, when my mom didn't have browning bought at the store, then we would do our own thing. She would just burn the brown sugar and voila, we got browning. Okay. She says, guess that's what you call fricassee chicken. She says we brown the chicken with sugar and then cook it down. Yes, but not all Jamaicans will agree with you that that is what we call fricassee chicken, because some Jamaicans have never, ever heard the term fricassee chicken. My husband's one of them, never heard it. So some of them, they'll look at you like you're crazy, like, what is that? I don't know what that is. It's just like escabeche, all right? And escabeche. Escabeche is the right word. Jamaicans mispronounce. We take it on and give it a whole different spelling and call it escabeche. It is actually escabeche. That's the real word. That's it. And now if you hear, if I go to Jamaica and say I had some escabeche fish, they're going to be laughing at me, because in Jamaica, we don't say escabeche. We say escabeche. It is not our dish. It didn't come from Jamaica. All right. We actually adapted that dish. All right. Again, out of many one people. So escabeche is not our dish. And so we call it escabeche. But the same thing that the Puerto Ricans call escabeche, it's the same thing. It has to do with the vinegar and the carrot and the onions and some people put pimento seed in it and the seasonings that you kind of saute, and you can pour it over. That's the escabeche or the escabeche. And then you can pour it over fish. So now you have escabeche fish. If you pour it over chicken wings, fried chicken wings, now you have escabeche chicken wings. Yes, that's something Jamaicans do too. You probably have never heard of it, but you might visit some Jamaican restaurants and you see that there. And you might go to some homes and you see it there. Cooking is always evolving, and it is what you like. For the Puerto Ricans, their escabeche goes over green bananas. So they boil the green bananas and they slice it up, and then they pour the same thing that we pour over our escabeche fish. They pour that over their green bananas. So they don't escabeche fish there, they escabeche green bananas. All right? Same sauce, same thing. Okay? So I'm telling you, it is time for us to just stop thinking that people are not from a particular place just because they don't do it like you do it. All right? Kelly. Good night to you, Kelleen. Thank you so much for coming in. God bless you too. Thank you so much. Pam Nelson says, I'm from Kingston and each person cook different. Yes, indeed. And you can say that again. You can say that again. Because my husband is Kingstonian and I'm Hanoverian. And I've come across a couple Kingstonians that, not all of them, but there's some of them who believe that if they don't know about the dish, it's not Jamaican. So thank you so much, Pam. Because a couple things that I do know, I learned it from living in Kingston. And yet still, I've had Kingstonians who've never heard about it. Okay? We all have to remember that our motto is the same for the food. Our food comes from different influences. Tracy Colblair, good evening to you, Tracy. Thank you for coming in. And Tracy says, of course, goat can brown stew, Dr. Monica. I'm from Jamaica. You know what I hate? Is when they said beans and rice. I know, Tracy. I don't like it either. Beans and rice. No, it's rice and peas, okay? I don't care. Yes, what we use is kidney beans. We know that. Every Jamaican knows kidney beans. But the dish is called rice and peas, okay? And if you don't say you want rice and peas, I'm not putting any in your plate because I don't have no rice and beans or no beans and rice. I said, no rice and peas. And yes, I know French fried chicken. That's what we used to call it. Thank you so much, Tracy. I'd like to know where in Jamaica you're from. And I'm trying to gather this because, the conversation just made it seem like I'm from just backbush part of Jamaica where only my household know about French fried chicken. Only my house alone know about brown stew goat. Only me alone know about curry oxtail, even though I keep reiterating that I never cooked that in Jamaica. I learned about it from a Jamaican restaurant in Massachusetts. And it was good. And because I'm a curry person, I curry my oxtail, curry anything with bone, give me curry chicken back, curry chicken foot, whatever. I just love my curry. And so I'm grateful when you come on in. It makes me know that, look, I'm truly Jamaican. I am. I understand the culture that not everybody cooks the same way. And for those Jamaicans that are listening in, I want you to understand that this is who we really are. It is expressed in our motto. Out of many, one people. It doesn't mean just our skin tone and our hair. It also means the culture that we have, the culture that was handed down to us. We're going to continue cooking. I knew about fufu before I came to America. Why? Because I had fufu to eat in my community. All right. Later on, when I came to America many years later, and did some history on Jamaica, I came to find out that the Nigerians settled in Rock Spring, Caldwell, Kendall, where I'm from, Kendall. That's on I found that in Jamaica History, and you can check out their website as well. Kendall. And I'm like, okay. So that's where it comes from. If we should really delve deep into our history, we will find out that some of the things that we do, that they really came from our forefathers. All right? We are still Jamaicans. So thank you, Tracy. And I'd like to know where in Jamaica you're from. Shani says, let me correct on the Caribbean coast side of Nicaragua. We brown our meat. The Spanish-speaking people does not brown meat. So she's talking about, she's from Nicaragua. And so she's saying, she's speaking for her side of the people. And she said that they brown their meat, but the Spanish people in Nicaragua, they do not brown their meat. Thank you so much, Shani. Yet still they're Nicaraguans, right? So one set brown the meat and another set don't brown the meat. Oh, Lord. Okay. All right. Pam says, my mom used ginger in her goat and red peas, but everyone cooks differently. Yes, I use ginger, rice, and peas. It just depends. Not all the time, but it depends. I use ginger in rice and peas. Now there's black bean, and when I do black beans, and that's another thing, I never did black beans and rice when I was in Jamaica. But when I came to America, and I used to send home barrels, back in the days when I lived in New York, we used to have a supermarket that would have can sale. So every time there's can sale, I would go in and we would buy, I think like one can for 10 cents or something like that. $1 give you 10 can of corn, 10 can of beans, whatever. And so I would pack them in the barrel and send them to Jamaica. Now my mom having so many beans, she got to find some way to use them. Mark you, growing up, we did not use black beans. We had gungo peas, red peas. What other kind of peas we really had? I think that was it. Yeah, and then we had some other, we had the long beans, gully beans, whatever. And so she had to find ways to use them, and she used them to make rice and peas. And when I found out that, then I started to do the same thing too. Now today when I make my black beans and rice, I might put some a little bit of brown sugar in it, nutmeg, cinnamon. Yes, you heard me right. Nutmeg, cinnamon, ginger. I might use ginger powder if I don't have any ginger. And I use me some Maggie chicken seasoning. And then I add my coconut milk to it and a little bit of coconut oil if I have coconut oil. And my reason for putting oil in my rice is really to separate the grains. It's for the same reason that the Italians use rice in pasta, oil in pasta. It is used as a separator so that it doesn't stick to each other. And that's my reason for using oil whenever I cook rice. And so I can't take poto rice. I cannot deal with it. My rice must not be too loving. It should not be hugging all on each other. I like my rice grains separate. And if it is not separate, I cannot eat it. So I have to make sure that, I put up my ingredients or whatever. Yes. And when I'm done with my rice and beans, it can be eaten without meat because it is that season. Okay. So I use my ginger sometimes. Janine Ray, good evening to you. Janine says, I made curry chicken. I'm Jamaican. She said, I learned from my Guyanese husband to add jeera and garam masala, and it takes curry to another level. I also add ginger to prevent indigestion. And that is true, Janine, because growing up in Jamaica, I had some Indian friends, and they cook, as I said earlier in the program, they cook their curry with the masala, and my kitchen is never out of masala. So one time I might cook my curry with masala. The next time I might cook it with coconut milk. The next time I might cook it without masala or coconut milk, okay? Or I can cook it both. It's just how I feel. And thank you so much for mentioning this. It takes curry to another level. It adds a different, gives it a different taste. Eric, good evening to you, Eric. He says, cook it according to your taste buds. I like that. That comes straight from Eric chapter 3, verse 2. I love that, Eric. That's my friend right there, okay? Cook it according to your taste bud. Now, let me head on over back to YouTube. Norma says, us Jamaicans tend to change up the name of pretty much everything and take out the H. All right. Beans and rice is typically an American verbiage. She says, our Jamaican history is very vast if we really look into it, hence are out of many one people. Thank you so much. Marlene Reed says, I think burning curry is an Indian tradition. They burn the curry with the garlic. See, I didn't even know where that came from. I don't do it. I see people do it. That's how my sister cook her curry. I just don't. I don't burn curry. I just cook it. So thank you for letting me know that. An Indian tradition. Pam Nelson says, amen. My sister Veronica is on. This is my biological sister. Good evening, Veronica Dennis Williams. Thank you. You're just joining in. What did you have for dinner, Veronica? That's what I want to know. That's what we're talking about. May Brown, good night. Good night to you. Everton folks, good night. Come on in. I'm going to play a track and I'm going to come back. I want to know what you guys have for dinner. Tell me about any dish that you have made that people criticize, people from your country criticize it because you or criticize you because they don't think that is national or that's the way your nationality would prepare that dish. Or even if they think that's just pretty much not a dish that belongs to your country. All right. I want to hear all about it. Listen to this song from Terry Linen. It's a reggaeized version of Goodness of God. This is Sunday Serenade. I'm Dr. Monica sitting in at the mix tonight. Enjoy. What did you have for dinner? I want to hear all about it. Down to the drinks.
I love you, Lord. All your mercy never failed me.
Ow!
All my days I've been held in your hands.
Shout loud.
From the moment that I wake up until I lay my head, I will sing of the goodness of God. All my life you have been faithful.
Sending a shout out to our praise ministry at Alive. Tanya, Trisha, Savannah, Geneva, Kareem, and our praise dancers, Little DJ and Karen. Sending lots of love to our musicians, Brian, Elijah, Minister Dwayne Blackwood. Those who keep the sound at a good minimum or maximum. They keep our sound room going. Ezra, Felicia, Brianna. Thank you so much. Want to send a shout out to Pastor Simon Oko, coming in from Texas. Good evening, Pastor, my friend. Headed on over into Canada. Good evening to my sister Tanya Graham. Good evening, Tanya. Love you, boo boo. I know somebody who has experienced God's goodness for 108 years, right? I think it is 108 or 104, something like that. Come, Auntie Olivine, talk to me. Mama Nora Welch. Your birthday coming up tomorrow. What is it? Is it 104 or 108? I'm telling you, she made it well over 100, guys. She knows about the goodness of God all too good. Let me hit this back. Hope you're dancing, Mama Nora Welsh. Yes. God is good. Yes, He is.
All security. Glory be to God. Your mercy never failed me. All my days I've been held in your hands. From the moment that I wake up until I lay my head, I will sing of the
right, I just got some clarity to that. Mama Nora Welsh. She hails from Woodchurch, Hanover. And those of you Hanoverians who call it Woodchurch, it's just today I know that the place name is not Woodchurch, but Woodchurch. Lord have mercy. Growing up, I hear people say, oh, I come from Woodchurch. And I thought the name of the place was Woodchurch. It just today now I'm realizing it's Woodchurch, Hanover. Whoa. She turns 108 years old tomorrow, God's willing. Please, Lord, give her that birthday gift. She's Mama Nora Welch. She's actually my aunt's cousin. My aunt has a different mom from my mother, okay? So on that side of the family, I don't share that side of the family, but she's Mama Nora Welch. And it's so funny because she has the same last name as my maternal great-grandmother, but she was from Barbados. So I'm understanding that she's a member of the Blenheim Seventh-day Adventist Church. Mama Nora. She worked in her shop until she was 98 years old. Can you imagine? Until she was 98 years old. So tomorrow is going to be like 10 years since she stopped working. This is amazing. Wow. Lord, put some of that on me, please. Longevity and great health. Good evening to my Auntie Olivine McKenzie. And to Mama Nora Welch. 107 years old today. And we're looking forward to her 108th birthday coming up tomorrow. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Those are just coming in. We're talking about what are you having to eat on a Sunday evening. Gonna change up the rhythm a little bit. It's getting dark outside, or it has gotten dark outside. And so we're going to be changing this up in a little bit. But we're talking about food. If you missed it earlier on, yes, you'll miss some of it. But, never mind. We are still continuing the topic, talking about food. What did you have for dinner this evening? And when you were growing up, what is a traditional Sunday dinner for you? And I started off by talking about brown stew goat. Some Jamaicans have never heard of that. I mentioned French fried chicken on a Sunday. Some Jamaicans never heard of French fried chicken. I mentioned fricassee chicken. Some Jamaicans never heard of fricassee chicken. Mentioned curry oxtail. Some Jamaicans never knew that oxtails could be curried. Of course, I didn't grow up with that. As I say, my aunt took me to a restaurant in Boston, and that was my first experience and my introduction to curried oxtail. And since I love bones, and I love oxtail, and I love curry, yeah, they make a good couple in my plate and in my stomach, all right? I'm headed right back to Facebook. Everton, good night to you. Tracy is from St. Elizabeth, and Tracy knows about curry, about brown stew goat. So we got one person all the way in St. Mary. We got one in the center, almost center of Jamaica, St. Elizabeth. And you got me down in Hanover. So that's 3 Jamaicans right there who know about brown stew goat. And we're all from different parishes. Pam says we need to come out of that small box for cooking. Learning different things and different people from other parish cook different, and it tastes good. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I'm one of those persons who are open to that. It is your plate, your belly. You put whatever seasoning you want in it. And what I find funny is that there are people who you will tell them about a certain dish and they'll laugh you to scorn. But they're the same ones who would go to a restaurant. Have you ever noticed that you go to these restaurants and they all have fancy names? And when you read in parentheses what it is that you're eating, you're like, really, that's it? You cook the fish and put some coconut milk on it with seasoning. In our country, we call that X, Y, and Z. Here it is. And that is what it is. You come up with your own dishes and you give them whatever name you want to give them. All right? And that doesn't make you less or doesn't take away your nationality from you because others don't cook like you do. I want to say good night to my friend Rose Thomas. Rose, good night to you. Also to Jurian in Jamaica. Good evening. Thank you so much, guys. Edith Miller, how are you doing? Up north, my sister. It's been a while. Many, many years, right? Over 10 years I haven't seen you. God be praised. You're still here. In spite of everything that has happened, we are still here. And I'm so grateful for that. All right, I soon come back to YouTube and check in with you. Evelyn Scott says, blessings, Dr. Monica, blessings. Thank you, Evelyn Scott. Thank you for that. Brenda Greaves, it's nice having you on board. Good night to you, Brenda. Thank you for being here. I've been on an hour and 33 minutes now. That's all. Not even 2 hours yet. Thanks, Brenda. Nicole says we use lentils, pigeon peas, split peas, black-eyed peas, but hardly kidney beans. We say rice and peas. And Nicole, tell me where you're from again. You mentioned that you use lentils, pigeon peas, split peas, black-eyed peas, but you hardly use kidney beans. Most Jamaicans, when they do rice and peas on a Sunday, they use kidney beans, red kidney beans. So yeah, we call it red peas. And there's another one that we call rice peas or Christmas peas. I still have some of those. I wish I'd taken some in with me. Very, very small peas. And I'm telling you, it's very rich though. It makes a rich pot of rice and peas. And some people in Jamaica, they probably never heard of it. Never know it. Norma says, for me, the brand of curry makes a big difference to my curries. And I've heard some people say that, Norma, but for me, I can go to the dollar store and buy a dollar curry and you wouldn't even know the difference between that and the chief curry that comes from Trinidad or the Grace curry from Jamaica. You wouldn't even know. Because for me, curry, I spice. Number one, when I'm cooking this is the downfall of many curry dishes. They do not season the meat. They expect the curry to do everything. For me, we farmed curry. I said that. We farm curry. Now, how do we farm curry? Because we farm turmeric. And from that, we get curry. And so growing up, I know that curry in itself really, it's not tasty. It is very good. It is nutritious. It is very, very good, especially it's a it's a blocking agent for what you call it again, for cancer cells. So that much I heard about it. So it is very, very good. But curry of itself is not tasty. And this is the downfall of many curry dishes. That's all they do, put the curry on the meat, and that's it. Some people, they do not season up the chicken or the goat before they cook it. And so that's for me personally, that's where that's how I do my dish. I have to season the meat, and after I season the meat, I put on the curry last. And after I put on the curry, then I put the oil over it and lock everything in and let it cook in its juices. There's no frying going on, no burning going on. And for me, when I used to live in Connecticut, I used to attend church, and every time I cook a curry goat one day and brought to church. And when they tasted it, they thought it was the pastor's niece who cooked it. The pastor's niece said, no, it's Sister Monica. And they say, no, Sister Monica can't cook. So she said, yes, it's Sister Monica cooked the curry. I can't cook curry like that. And so they came to me and asked me to cook the curry dish for the 2 weeks later, they were having the pastor's birthday. And I cooked the curry dish for them. And that's basically it. That's how I do it. After I was done, there were people who came to me and asked me what brand of curry I use. And I told them, for me, it has nothing to do with the brand of curry. Curry is curry. It is my seasoning that I put to it that makes my dish unique and makes my dish tasty. So it's that. So for me, I can use $1 curry as well as I can use $100 curry, but I'm not going to spend $100 on it. My curry has to be just basically that curry. I don't want my curry mixed with anything. It has to be curry. And if I want to put masala on it, then I purchase masala separate and put it on it. I'm not buying the bag mixed with curry and masala. So I'm very peculiar when it comes to curry dish, because it's one of my best dishes and I really love curry. So that's why I go out of the way when it comes to curry, because my curry has to be finger licking good. I can't take bland curry at all. Your meat have to be seasoned if you want me to eat your curry dish. So again, as I say, for me, a brand, for some people, like my sister Norma, the brand says it all. For me, any curry, name or no name, and you would never even notice the difference. Nicole Scott says a beautiful, touching song that we played earlier on. Thank you. Somebody enjoyed it. And Norma says, I quickly whisk up some banana fritters for dessert. So you had dinner, now you're having dessert, Norma? Watch your waistline, you know. So she did that because she didn't want to throw out the bananas. Can't eat them when they start to turn with the bottoms, with the brown spots. All right, I use mine for shakes at that time. I cut them up and then I freeze them and I use them for shakes at that time so they don't spoil. Brenda Greaves, again, good night. Nicole Pam Nessa says, I had rice and peas, fried fish, and cooked down chicken. She makes sure she said cooked down chicken because she don't want to get it wrong tonight. Right, Pam? Right now, you don't know if it's fricassee or brown stew you had. So the right way is to say cooked down chicken. I like that, Pam. You stay on the safe side, girl. You have some cooked down chicken. Who want to put a name to it? I love you, Pam. I love you. And she says it was nice. Whatever you want to call it, it was nice. I love that. Thank you for sharing with us. It really looked like it was nice. That leg looked tasty. Marcel Johnson says, I just had some curry chicken and dal puri with some steamed pumpkin. And with that, girl, you have sorrel drink. Woo! You know the bright March here? Now, Sam, you've got to go to farmer's market because that's the beauty about America. You get sorrel year round. Yes, when I was in Jamaica, we had to wait until Christmas time. And I love them both, whether it's red sorrel or white sorrel. I love them both. Give you the same flavor, right? I know some of you probably never heard about white sorrel. Yes, when I was in Jamaica, we had white sorrel. And I'm very Jamaican, and white sorrel grew in Jamaica, all right? Some things we don't even know about the land we love. All right. Thank you, Marlene. Diane was enjoying the song. She was singing, I Love You, Lord. Now, my sister said, I had peppered steak, steamed fish, rice and peas with custard apple juice. Girl, I've never heard about it. I don't know if custard apple would make juice for me. Because if I ever see a custard apple in front of my face, I'm diving all in. I haven't had custard apple in a long, many years. And then in 2019, when I went to England, one of my radio listeners met me at the hospital with custard apple. All the way in England. Okay? And since then, I haven't had any. Oh, Karen, please let me know when it's custard apple time in Jamaica. Coming. Wait, my sister want me to read. She said, wait a minute. So, Karen, is your stuff me reading? That's my sister. She said, I had peppered steak, steamed fish, rice and peas with custard apple juice. She said, first time having this juice. I thoroughly enjoyed it. What if you didn't try it? What if you had said, that is not Jamaican and don't try it? What? Huh? We have to come out of our shells and be able to try different things. I have to try. You got to get me some when I come to Jamaica. All right, Karine? I want some of that custard apple juice. And she eating big. She had pepper steak and steamed fish. 2 kind of meat. Or as we used to say back there, 2 kind of salting on our plate. She eating fish and peppered steak. Rice and peas. Eat well here, my sister. That's nice. Happy Sunday to you. Marlene Reed. I want to know if this is Dr. Marlene Reed that I used to go to church with in New York. Let me know if it's you now. Chocolate Innis. Good night. Thank you so much. Nice having you here. Nicole says, you're the best, Doc. It's as if you were never missing. That's me. I can't help but be me. Thank you, Nicole. All right. Junie Nation says, good night, my sister. And good night, everyone. Thank you, Junie. Thank you so much. Tanya says, that's a blessing. Happy birthday to her and many more to come. 108 years old tomorrow. Can you believe? And Norma says, yes, Doc, I'm seriously watching that waistline. I stay on my my cubic to avoid it getting out of hand. That's right. And then Veronica says rice peas, Christmas peas, and Jerusalem peas is the same peas. Okay, thank you for that. She's my sister. Same mother, same father, but I've never heard about Jerusalem peas. And we come from the same house. You see what I'm saying? We live in two different places now. But she's a Jamaican and I'm a Jamaican, and I've never heard of Jerusalem peas. I know rice peas and Christmas peas, that they're the same, but I've never heard of Jerusalem peas. Lord have mercy, this is another one. She says it's the same thing. They're just known by these different names. Rice peas, Christmas peas, Jerusalem peas. They're very tiny, but very, very rich. Thank you. Sophia Brown White says, it's all in the seasoning. Say it again, Sophia. It's all in the seasoning. All in the seasoning. That's why one person's dish comes out more tasty than the others. It is, I tell people all the time, Sophia, for real. Sophian Brown White. It is all in the seasoning. That's it. And she says, I had rice and peas, fish, fried fish, and cooked down chicken. Oh no, she laughed. Okay. It's Janine Ray responding to that comment by who made Pam? I'm telling you, Pam is on the safe side. Diane Jones Vassar, good evening to you. Look, man, she did it the right way. Cooked down chicken, whatever you want to call it. Baba, good night. Thank you so much for coming on board. It's been a while. I'm here tonight. Jacqueline Stevenson, thank you and many blessings back at you. All right, we're going to play some oldies but goodies coming up later on. Don't go anywhere. At least got to get 2 hours in. We got 16 minutes to go before I fill 2 hours. Listen to another one that you might know.
You've done so much for me.
Nara Kelimo.
So much for me. So much.
This one is from the Anointed Veil. If you're out of Portland, I got something coming up for all the Portlanders in the house.
So much for me.
I cannot tell it all.
If I have 10,000 tongues, it still won't be enough. Chukuna Gramorele. When you heal completely. Chukuma Omimo.
The Anointed Veil out of Portland, a Jamaican living in Guyana. You've done so much for me. A reggae rise version. Nare Kelemo. Happy Sunday evening to you. Happy Monday morning to those who are on into their Monday already. Thank you so much for supporting us here at Caribbean Gospel Radio FM. I'm your host, Monica Dennis Jones, aka Dr. Monica, on this beautiful Sunday evening in my neck of the woods. Coming to you live from Atlanta, Georgia, in the United States of America. I want to say thanks to each and every one for your support. The various countries that are representing right now, thank you so much. We're praying for brothers and sisters in Ukraine as well. Special welcome to Gloriana Marshall. Gloriana Marshall, welcome. Vilena Ali, welcome to you. Thank you for sharing your Sunday evening with us. Those who are listening in incognito, we welcome you as well.
Cannot tell it all. If I have 10,000 tongues, it still won't be enough. Chukuna Gramorele, when you heal completely.
Oh, he has done so very much for us. The most we can do is just live for him. Happy Sunday to you all. I want to say happy Sunday to my friend in Houston, Texas. How are you doing, my friend? Good evening to you. It's so funny. Earlier on, I was just shouting out all my ex-colleagues from different places. And so if you missed that, if you're one of my ex-colleagues from Love FM, I'm sending a shout out to you. All right. Markland, Earl, Nadine, Colleen, Mrs. Blair, Jewel. There's so many of you. Sandra. Oh my God. Dillingo. Oh, Douglas Brownwell. Here it is. I repeated it. Now, Veronica says, I've been hearing about this juice for many years, but never made it. got a few, so I decided to do the juice, and she said she's gonna make me some. So when I get to Jamaica later this year, I got me some custard apple juice that's coming. All right, thank you so much, my sissy, right there. Tanya says, I am missing some soursop juice. Doc McQueen in the kitchen. Soursop juice. And the ones they sell in the can, it is not the same, trust me. But you know what you can get? They have the frozen soursop pulp. And you can buy that, thaw it, and probably do what you can. All right. The Hispanics call it what? Guanya banya, something like that. So it's the same. Soursop. Patricia Barclay Anglin, welcome to the program tonight. Thank you so much for coming in. Edna Brandon. Marcel Johnson says good night to all. Blessings. Thank you. Edna Brandon, good evening. She says, hi, Doc. Long time I have not been here. Christmas peas is gungo peas. Jerusalem peas is a very small peas. Now, listen to this. Listen to this, Edna. So it just depends on where you're from in Jamaica, because Christmas peas is rice peas for some of us. And gungo peas is the same as pigeon peas. So gungo peas and rice peas is different for some of us. For Edna is she just has Christmas peas, but Jerusalem peas for Edna is also, Christmas peas is gungo peas. Oh, no. A lot of people use gungo peas around Christmas time, but there is a peas called Christmas peas. All right. I'm sorry. Maybe you didn't understand what we're saying. So I do understand at Christmas time, a lot of people use gungo peas or pigeon peas, but there is a special peas that is called Christmas peas. All right. It's very tiny and it's red. And may I tell you, red-black. That water rich when you use it. You get some red rice and peas. Yes. So Jerusalem peas, which you say is very small, it seemed like that's exactly what we're talking about. As my sister said, Christmas peas, gungo peas, and rice peas is the same peas, just different names that we call it. Again, that doesn't make you less than a Jamaican. You are a Jamaican or wherever you're from, okay? Nicole Scott is from St. Vincent. Okay, Vincy girl in the house. Janine Ray say, I love my Jamaican pimento in all my dishes. Not the big fat ones they sell in the U.S. The small ones from Yard have a better flavor. And I agree with you that the smaller ones have a better flavor. But Janine, I couldn't do that in my house. My children used to get so upset when they bite into that pimento in the rice and peas, thinking that it's peas, okay? And so I just had to stop. So what I do now is I use the grounded pimento. That's what I use. I still get the same flavor, and I don't get cussing out from my kids, all right? I mean, they're nice. They don't cuss me, but they were like, Ma, come on. They got problems with Jamaican dishes. Like, they would leave the last piece of meat only to find out that it is a piece of ginger in the plate. You know how traumatizing that is for an American child? So come on, Caribbean cooks in your houses. When you cook the ginger in the food, just take it out. The pimento, move it, okay? And let the American children enjoy their meals. Because they are traumatized from our pimento seed and the ginger, thinking that it's meat, and they bite into it. You know, so that's how wickedness though. It's like when you leave the last piece of meat, when you leave your last piece of when you're eating peanut, and you leave the last one in the pot, and when you open it, the whole like burn up, you know. You're probably gonna need a chaplain after this. That is traumatizing. Thank you so much. So there it is. Janine loves pimento in all of her dishes. Shani Ashley in Guanabanya. Yes, that is soursop. Thank you. Sylvia says, thank you, God, for your goodness. Then Jacqueline, wait a minute. Shani says, beans is red. For us, peas is a small green vegetable. So tell me, also, Shani, you are in Nicaragua. So for the folks in Nicaragua, I guess it's the same like here in America. Beans is Oh, no, because in America they got black beans too. So you're not the same. So beans are only the red ones for you in Nicaragua. And then peas is a small green vegetable, much like peas here. And gungo peas too, which is round, and green peas. Okay. All right. We're learning. Okay. All right. So I'm definitely going to come back. I'm going to take all of your comments because I'm loving this and I'm learning. All right, we're talking about our meals, how we cook, not just in Jamaica, but across the Caribbean, across the world. And so if you want to share with us what is a cultural Sunday dinner for you, we're here willing to look at it and just learn about other culture, all right? It makes us stronger. Kevin Downswell, y'all. I'll be right back to read the rest. In the meantime, go ahead and type it in. Tell me what it is that you would normally be eating on a Sunday growing up. And now that you are here as an adult, what is it that you had for dinner on Sunday? All right? You make me stronger as we enjoy this one.
You make me stronger.
Gracias, Jesus.
Watch me. From Jamaica to the Caribbean, from Spain to Colombia, from Canada to the US, Uganda. Wow. You're my creator, Lord. You know my times, seasons of breakthrough, my seasons of trial. So I will seek you, and you I will find. You're my strong tower, in you I will hide. Help me now. You make me stronger. Oh, come on. Say, you make me stronger. I lift my spirit. Lord, I take your hand. You fix my focus. No, I know who I am. Sing that song. I used to run from battle, but you made me strong. Jesus, God strong and mighty. Woo. I am that I am. Help me say, you make me stronger. Anybody could have been dead, but you're still here. Say you make me stronger. Lift your voice. Sing it again. Say, you make me stronger. For the things that you've been through, you could have been dead. You could have been walking on the street. But God has been good. He's a keeper. Puerto Rico, ¿cómo estás? We're gonna go down to Honduras, El Salvador, Colombia, Bolivia, Venezuela. We're gonna sing the song in Espanol. You ready?
See.
Help me. Woo. Usted me hace más fuerte.
Suerte, suerte.
Oh, come on.
Usted me
Hace más fuerte. Oh, come on. Oh, usted me hace más fuerte. Oh, gracias, Jesús.
Gracias, señorita.
Usted me hace más fuerte. Gracias, Jesús. Oh, back to
gonna do this in Swahili.
That's right. Over to
We're gonna
Africa,
go to Mozambique,
Mozambique,
Malawi, Rwanda, Burundi.
Malawi, Rwanda, Burundi,
We're gonna do this in Swahili.
Swahili. Hey.
Fanya mimi nguvu.
Ooh, ooh.
Yesu ufanya mimi nguvu. Yesu ufanya mimi nguvu. Yesu ufanya mimi nguvu.
You Make Me Stronger, son of Kevin Downswell out of Jamaica. Hope that you're having a happy Sunday evening, happy Sunday night, or Monday as in the case of Speedway.
Wave your flag. Wave your flag. Wave your flag. Wave your flag. Lord, you make me.
Wave your flags. What are you having for dinner this evening? Share it with me. I want to know.
You make me stronger.
I shared a picture of my sister's juice that she had for dinner this evening. Her custard apple juice, right? Custard apple juice. So there it is. That's what it looks like. Yep. And that's from her kitchen to mine. She promised me some, and I'm looking forward to that. The next time I visit Jamaica, I'm going to want me custard apple juice. All right? Talking about custard apple and the fruits in Jamaica, you can share with me some of the fruits that you have in your country as well. Some of them I do know that we call them different names, like even soursop. The Hispanics, they call it guanyabanya. All right? Now, Shani says beans is red for us. Peas is a small green vegetable. I read that for them in Nicaragua. Good evening, Apostle Joan Messiah. I'm doing well. Thank you for coming in this evening and supporting. Spiva says, hi, Doc. Good to see you on air. I missed you so much. I miss you too, Sissy Boo. Thank you so much. I hope that you got yourself some sleep, all right? So Janine Ray say, crush it or remove it after cooking. I know, but Janine, let me tell you, hard to find all of them, you know? I try to remove them, but there's always that little one that get away. Oh, that little one. And I crush it, especially when I'm doing my oxtails. I got to have pimento in my oxtails. Got to. And that's another thing. You got so many Jamaicans who think that you cannot cook oxtail without broad beans. Hello? I'm cooking oxtail. I'm not cooking broad beans. Okay? Some Jamaicans, they will not eat a dish or make a dish of oxtail without broad beans in it. Hello? It's a side. You can add it, or you don't have to put it in. So don't turn up your nose when people like me fix oxtails and there's no broad bean in it. I will cook broad beans separate if you want that, but I'm not putting it in my oxtail because my oxtail is my oxtail. I don't want it being overpowered by the taste of broad beans. Okay? So yes, people cook their food how they want it. It's just like you might have a spouse that don't eat okra, but you want to do fish and okras, or some people just don't like their food touching. So you cook it separate and he still gets his fish and okra, or she still gets her fish and her okra. All right? There's no one way to hang a cat. And that's it. There's so many different ways. All right? So that's it. When I do my oxtails, I don't want no broad bean in it. Just my nice pot of oxtail. Whew. No, my mouth start to run. Oh, Jesus. All right. Shani says it can be black as well. So that's black beans, yes. Jacqueline Stevenson says, curry cow foot and bean with white rice. There you go with the curry again. I'm coming over, Jacqueline, all right? Curry cow foot and beans with white rice. And that too is good. Some people don't want it curry. Some want it brown. Whatever you want, put it on. Your seasoning and you go with it. Shani says they are some white-looking ones as well. There are some white-looking ones as well. And we call it beans. But if you say peas, for us, it's the green little veggie. And that is true, Shani, because even here in America, too, they try to correct us all the time. If we say peas, They're looking for the little green ones. And by right, what we do call peas when we're referring to red beans, it is really beans. But in our culture, we call it peas. And so it forms the name of the dish. So we can't say rice and beans because then it is Hispanic dish now. That's not ours. Hispanics do rice and beans, but we do rice and peas, even though it's the same beans we use, Shani. Okay. All right. Nicole says your laughter is contagious, Doc. I hope so. I hope it really is. I just want to see people laugh and be happy. Michael Too Strong, how are you doing, my colleague? Hope that all is well. Lots of blessings to you. All right. Brent Mentor. Good evening to you, Brent. Thank you for tuning in this evening. I can't recall seeing that name before, so you might be new. We want to welcome you to our family, Brent. And I hope that you find much laughter over here and learn a lot about, food and all of that. So that's what we're talking about this evening. All right. I have a friend, my pastor. She's from Haiti. She's been here since she's a little girl, but she never throws away her Haitian connection. And I went by her, and she does fried plantains. The Hispanics do fried plantains, like Puerto Ricans. Jamaicans do fried plantains. And I went by her one Sunday evening, and she was doing fried plantains as an accompanying dish for dinner. And what she did, she got a pan of water with salt, and once she cuts up the ripe plantain, listen to me now, this is ripe plantain. She cuts the ripe plantain. She put that ripe plantain in the pan or the bowl with the salt water. And then when the oil is hot enough, she takes it out of that, put it in the oil. She fries it on both sides. This is the Haitian way. And she takes it out from the pot, dips it back into that pan with the salt water, flattens it, and put it right back in the frying pan again. And let me tell you something. That's the best tasting fried plantain I've ever had. Jamaicans, we don't do it that way. That's the Haitian way. I could have turned my nose up and say, that's not fried plantain. I don't want any of that. But I understand that her culture is different from my culture. And it's not going to take anything off me. And it's a good thing I try, because now I don't want Jamaican fried plantains anymore. I got to do them the Haitian way because it is so good. What if I didn't try it? And somebody might come around me and see that and say, you're not Jamaican. That's not how we do it. No, I'm Jamaican, but this is not the Jamaican way of doing it. But that doesn't mean I can't do it the way I like it. I've had it outside of Jamaica, and I come to love it that way. And so that's the way I always want my fried plantain. All right? So, hey, come on, open up. Food is always evolving, as I say. Just open up. Edna says, no, the Christmas peas come from the gungo tree. All right, Edna. Your Christmas peas come from your gungo tree. My gungo peas and many Jamaican gungo peas come from gungo tree. Our Christmas peas, a.k.a. rice peas, a.k.a. Jerusalem peas, do not come from the gungo tree. All right? It comes from another tree and another pod. All right? So that's what I'm trying to say to you. We know gungo peas, but our gungo peas at Christmas time, you find a lot of people use. Gungo peas is also called pigeon peas. Is there any Jamaican here that pigeon peas is a different peas for you? I just want to know. Because being in Jamaica, I have come to know gungo peas as the same pigeon peas. So let me know if it is two different peas for you. So we got gungo peas, a.k.a. pigeon peas. Same, one and the same thing. So rice peas and Christmas peas is the same thing, which is different from gungo peas. I got gungo peas. I don't think I have any more gungo peas. I think my gungo peas is done. I'd really run and get some and show you what we call gungo peas and what we call rice peas. So the gungo peas is green. When it is green, it is green or very light colored. And when it is dried, it takes on a tan color, a kind of brownish look to it. Yes, kind of. You can correct me. But that's what we call gungo peas, or we call the same thing pigeon peas. Now, rice peas is a different one. It has the shape. It does a shape like gungo peas. Gungo peas round, and rice peas carries a shape more like beans. Okay? That's the best I can get. So that's what we're talking about, Edna. All right? The gungo pea is different, but we use gungo peas a lot in Jamaica during the Christmas time, because most times Jamaicans like to do curry with white rice or gungo peas rice. We don't like to do it with rice and peas. All right? So we find that a lot of people use gungo peas during Christmas. So yes, it might be considered as the peas that we use during Christmas time, but there's a peas that we call Christmas peas. All right, so she says when you're shelling it, you will find the Christmas peas. Oh, sorry, when you plant the gungo, she says the Christmas peas come from the gungo tree. When you plant the gungo and when you're shelling it, you will find the Christmas peas. Last year, I got a lot in my gungo peas. Oh, she said I got some dried ones and intend to plant it back. I am in Jamaica. It's a very red peas. Okay, so what she's saying here is the Christmas peas come out of the gungo peas pod? Okay, I didn't know that. That's new to me now. So when you're shelling the Christmas, mind you pull up the Christmas peas with the gungo peas. Because our Christmas peas grow up on a whole different vine, or whatever you call it, string, different from gungo peas. So mind you pull up the two of them together, sissy, and I realize. That's the best I can think of. Because I don't know. I don't know how you get them both out of the same shell. I mean, for all my life, I've been shelling gungo peas, and I've never seen anything other than gungo peas and worm in the shell. That's it. Either gungo peas or worm. So, I don't know. That's a miracle over there, sis. Send me some. Desmond Vassal, good evening to you. Welcome, welcome. Coyle and Nash, been a while. I haven't seen you guys. Thank you. Apostle John Messiah says on Sunday, every household in Guyana has soup. You hear what them have? Soup. Soup. Jesus made me make the mistake and make soup in my house on Sunday for dinner. But in Guyana, that's what they do. Okay? I can move to Guyana because give me soup any day, any time of the day. Karine, we're moving to Guyana. She says, with all of your peas, either split peas or black-eyed peas, lots of ground vegetables, meats, whether beef, pigtail, salt, beef, cow foot. Then you got plantains in the soup, which we don't put in our soup in Jamaica, but they put plantains in theirs. Edos, cassava, potato, yam, and of course dumpling. No, sir. This pot full. Where's the water? Where's the soup? Because I want the soup. All these, and she says, and fufu, made with plantains, using the mortar and pestle to pound the plantains, right? And earlier I was talking about fufu in Jamaica. So you got the you got yam fufu, you got plantain fufu. It just depends on what you choose to use to make your fufu. And then she says that was at lunchtime. Then of course wait, all of that was lunch. All of that was lunch. She said then at dinner, of course, it is absolutely a good dish with rice. Deliciousness. So they eat some kind of rice for dinner. Man, you Guyanese, you're eating well in the neighborhood. All right, I got to stop by. I got to call my girl Simonette. I need to stop by her. Wow. Thank you. Let me head on over to YouTube. I'll be right back. Facebook. YouTube, where did I leave off? Tanya says, I am missing some soursop juice. Luneth Carby, good evening to you. Thank you, my sister, for being here. All right, on the move, Pastor Leah is in. She says, hi, Doc. She says, she just had some fried plantain for dinner. Rub it in. I was supposed to go and get some. Oh, she makes the best fried plantains, I'm telling you. Norma says, as much as I love Jamaican food, admittedly, I'm one of those persons who don't have yard food every week. I tend to be adaptable to some foods depending on where I live. She says I'm definitely a foodie. And that is good. Depending on where you live and the provision that you can get, you just have to adapt, all right? And just cook. Just cook. Too Strong said he had chicken back with dumpling for dinner this evening. Or maybe he grew up eating chicken back and dumpling on a Sunday. And he's Jamaican, y'all. Okay? So again, as I say, we do things differently. All right. In Jamaica, we got lots of fruits. Let's listen in a little bit on some of, and tell me which of these fruits you can identify, which one of these fruits you do remember, and which one of these fruits you actually have the taste going on in your mouth right now.
Jamaican fruit nice, like custard apple, sweet sap, sour sap, jimbilin, mammy fruit, rose apple, sweet cup, coolie plum, especially the brown one where we call nose knot, maca fat, hog plum, and hogberry. The Jamaican folk song say, wash your pot, turn them down, mango time. Well, from here to common mango, say we are fight to take out the hero out of we teeth there. Blackie, Long Mango, East Indian, Julie, Sweetie Come Brush Me, Keith, Tommy Atkins, Kidney Mango, Number 11, Beefy, Millie, Bombay, which our stush friends them would have cut round and eat with a little spoon, Turpentine, Piney, and with cross-pollination, there was always a few bastard varieties. With the smaller and the more common mangoes like the hairy and the blackie, you would have sit down over a basin of a dozen or some mango. Or you stone the mango tree and just sit down there and eat mango and suck the mango seed them till them white. We never know about fiber them days, but we know so we peel the mango with teeth and we eat the skin. And if the mango had any little inhabitants, you know the little wriggly one, we just close we eye and eat the mango in the dark, because where you eye no see, heart no leap. Then you remember tinkin toe? Foreign people call it locust fruit. Well, tinkin toe smell just like how it sound, but Jamaican picnic love it. We take the stone and we bust the shell and we devour the dry powdery fruit inside. But Marco, if a tinkin toe ever choke you, you stay choke. And if the tinkin toe and your saliva form a piece and lock up your mouth, me sorry for you. And you can't hide and liquid tinkin toe, you know, because if you eat it, everybody know. Then there was a thing named duppy cherry or clammy cherry, a small, opaque, kind of whitish fruit that grew in some nice little clusters on a big tree. It's tiny, and they always have story about how duppy live under tree or in a tree. So me did afraid to eat it. Tambran or tamarind, cause we don't say tamarind, but when a tamarind sour and go fi nedge your teeth, it's sour till it all cut up your mouth, boy. And it come in like say was always make nest in a tamarind tree. So 1 minute we did a stone tamarind tree, the next minute we pick up foot and a run because what's a come. Now about the jackfruit. If somebody tell you say you're shaped like jackfruit, run them because them a tell you say you're big and wagga. But the fruit itself, yellow and sweet. Jackfruit seeds also very delicious, and on a Saturday, picnic used to sit down round the fire waiting for the roasted or the boiled jackfruit seed. And if you had to travel on public transportation with a jackfruit, you had problem. Because we have a myth that say if you not puncture the jackfruit, your tire a go puncture. So the taxi man them and the vendors always at war. With the taxi driver them eventually putting out the vendor and saying, "Where your favorite jackfruit?" June plum, that was another favorite fruit that we had in abundance, and it was like a bittersweet experience because you just never know what to expect. When June plum ripe, right underneath the skin, sometimes so sour that it nedge your teeth, and then sometimes now the juky seed inside it juke up your mouth. With the green June plum, you had to fling it against the nearest wall and bust it open, or you beg one adult peel it. Then you add a little salt to make it little sweeter. Listen to me, child. Crack the guinea seed and mind it fly down your throat. The constant advice of adults during guinea season. Many of us as children, we had to endure the indignity of swallowing adults' mouthwater because since they never want the guinea seed to fly down with throat, them had to put it in a feeding mouth, split it open, crack it with them teeth, and then give it to it. Then on top of that, you know how guinea can stain. Panga nut. Oh, how we love panga nut. That interesting tasting fruit, hard pan the outside with the little seed them inside and the edible pulp. You pick a panga nut and you either fling it pan the wall or fling it pan the ground to break it, or you take a stone and you crack it pan the ground. Sweet, sweet panga nut. My dear, if anybody ever tell you say you mean like star apple, it means that you mean bad, because even if it overripe, star apple now drop off a tree. Star apple come in green or purple with a stainy fleshy inside and large black seeds. You could have cut it if you want, but star apple sweet when you squeeze it up, you bite off the top and then you suck out the flesh. The same cocoa which we use to make chocolate tea, we used to eat. Cocoa. Children used to pick off the reddish orange cocoa pods, we split them open and we enjoy the creamy sweet flesh covering the cocoa beans. The same cocoa beans which we parch, we beat with the mortar and the mortar stick, then we roll it into chocolate balls, then we turn around, grate it and make chocolate tea, the one with the isle float on the top.
I hope I brought back some memories to you. I want to welcome GL365 Web TV. I'm telling you, Minister Douglas Bramwell, how you doing this evening? Man, it's a pleasure seeing that Web TV. Hallelujah. You're gone broad. This is the third time I'm calling him this evening, and I've been sending out shout out to you all evening. Thank you so much. Let me start from Sharisa. She said I had curry chicken with rice and peas for dinner this evening. That's nice. Curry chicken and rice and peas, girl. You make your food how you want it. And before I get to all the food, let me go back over to YouTube and just take care of all the to Facebook and take care of all of this before it go. Apostle Messiah says Guyanese do fried plantains, both ripe and green, yes, and Jamaicans too. She says different cultures do similar things and it's all good. She also says Guyanese says pigeon peas. Yes, we say pigeon peas as well. And or are you saying pigeon? Are you saying pigeon there? Maybe you're saying that they say pigeon peas. Okay, I'm not sure. Finette Kanan, good night to you. Welcome on board. Violina says we say pigeon peas in Nevis. It is green when it's dry. It turns brown. Yes, it's the same thing. Pigeon peas and gungo peas. We say both in Jamaica too. Nicole says we in St. Vincent call it green peas. And when it dry, we call it pigeon peas. Did you hear that? Wow. Green peas in America is a whole different thing, my sister. So when it is green, it is just green peas, and when it dry, then that is when it turned pigeon peas for them. So do you all say pigeon peas or you say pigeon peas? All right? I want to know. Apostle Messiah says, I like Cornish hens stuffed with pigeon peas and rice well seasoned. That one I've never had. Kind of afraid to eat such a little bit of chicken. My face of them not grow up yet. That's why. Cornish hens, I'm sorry. Pam says, Mom cook soup on Sunday too sometimes. Too, we as children mad. I know if I should ever cook soup in my household on a Sunday. It don't work in a Jamaican household like that, all right? But I'd love it. So Edna says she would love to send me a picture. How can I send you a picture? I have some in my fridge right now. How can I speak with you? Okay, so she want to send me the pigeon peas. How can she send it? All right, let me make sure. There's a WhatsApp. You can send it to the WhatsApp number. It's running underneath the screen, all right? If you got WhatsApp, I'm sure that you can send it that way. Want to try doing that? Send it to me on WhatsApp, and the number is running on the ticker. You see it right there, and I will be able to get a chance to see exactly what you're talking about, all right? I think I'm out of pigeon peas right now, but I do have rice peas because me take my time with it. You know how much years me have them? Shame on me. I take my time and cook them. I only cook them when I'm doing something special. All right. So just send it to that WhatsApp number that you see running under my video there. Is that Joan Hutchinson? Yes, that's Joan Andrea Hutchinson you just heard. All right. So Veronica saying, which fruit is called nose knot? I've never heard of nose knot fruit. So y'all help me now. Other countries where you're from. What is nose knot fruit? Okay, I want to know. Minister Lunet says, mommy fruit. I've heard of mommy. Is that like a big brown fruit? Is the outer portion of it brown? I think that's it. It looked really big, like a big mango, big something. I've seen mommy here in the farmer's market, but I've never had it. So GL365 Web TV says, I could use some plum, you know. Tell me about it. But my plum have to be green. I don't like to do the ripe June plum. Give it to me green with some salt on it. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Right up my alley. And he says, never eat tinking toe before. What? You never eat tinking toe before? Woo-wee. We in the country, we had tinking toe to eat. And let me tell you something. If tinking toe ever choke you, you have to have God in your pocket to live. You hear me? And that thing, it stink for real. When you eat stinking toe or tinking toe, everybody knows. And I'm pretty sure Jamaicans call it tinking toe. It must have a proper name somewhere, somehow. So if you have that fruit in your country, guys, please give us the proper name for it so we can stop call God's creation tinking toe, okay? All right. GL365 says, yes, man, June plum with salt. And panga nut. I don't know how Jamaicans get panga nut out of pomegranate. But I guess if you keep on saying it over and over, you can understand. Panga nut, pomegranate. Panga nut, pomegranate. Panga nut, whatever. All right, and panga nut or pomegranate, whatever. It's very nutritious as well. All right. So Norma said, tinking toe nearly choke her one time. Thank God. What did you do? You had water or something? Somebody knock your back? You got to have a good amount of saliva to eat tinking toe, okay? And GL365 Web TV says, blessings, my sister. Blessings to my brother. Norma says, in Jamaica, Saturday is plain soup day. And that's, yes, for some people in Jamaica, Saturday is plain soup day. And for some, it's like fried fish and dumpling, you know, or stuff like that. For some people, they don't cook on Saturday. So they do stuff like that. So it just depends, again, what part of the culture you embrace. All right. Trisha says, I can't forget the good old cane. Bamboo cane. Just a regular sugar cane. We had the Solomon gold cane. Woo-wee. My father used to plant cane. And I'm telling you, that was some good old days. All right. So Janine, anybody knows which fruit is called nose knot? My sister is asking and I'm asking. Please help me. Help me. Tanya says, yes, that's my every Sunday peas. Gungo. Okay, so gungo peas for your Sunday dinner. All right, good. I cooked some gungo peas this evening too. I hope your brother likes it. Veronica wants to know which fruit is called nose knot, and I want to know. Janine says we went to St. Andrew High School for girls. Oh, you and Joan Andre Hutchinson. Okay, class of 90s. Don't date her. Patsy Andrews, good evening. She says in St. Vincent, we call green peas when they're dry. We call pigeon peas. Okay, so here goes the St. Vincent people talking. And this is the second one, so it's true. We call them pigeon peas when they're dry. Green peas make a nice soup with pigtails and cow, tripe, plantain, and dumplings. Lordy, lordy, lordy. Woo! So they use the green ones to make a soup. And they put the pigtails in it and cow tripe and plantains and dumplings. Wow. Awesome. I'm learning. St. Vincent, you're gone clear. All right. Apostle Messiah says, Sister Pam, you brought back memories. My brother did not like soup. He would be so mad. Well, one Sunday, he decided to voice his opinion. He said, I don't want no soup. He jumped up and down. He was so vexed. He said, soup is poop. I'm visualizing what is going on in the... As I'm reading, I'm visualizing this little boy jumping up and down in the house, saying, I don't want no soup. Soup is poop. Well, listen to this. He got a Caribbean mom. Let me see what happens. My mother gave him a good lash. He ran out the house. He did not come home till he did not come home till next day, and he apologized to mom. I still laugh over that thing. I was sharing, I have a Haitian co-worker, and we were talking at work this week, a teacher, and we were talking at work, and we're just talking about how these children of today, they feel so entitled, and all the different we call it items that they can have for a meal. And when we were growing up, we had to eat what was prepared. You think you could say, I don't want no rice, I want macaroni and cheese? You're crazy. For some of us, macaroni and cheese was the meat, okay? So you had macaroni and cheese on the meat side of the plate, and then the provision side had yam, dumpling, whatever, bread food, whatever was in season, okay? Now I look at people having macaroni and cheese, and then they have a meat with it, okay? I'm like, that is sacrilegious, man. Come on, you got 2 meat in your plate. Because macaroni and cheese for some of us is meat. And then you look, moms and dads today, they're cooking macaroni and cheese over here, potato salad over there. That's a whole nother thing again. One time we were talking, this was some years back, and there was this guy, he was one of my church brothers, and so we're talking about food and stuff like that, and he asked me, he said he makes the best potato salad, and so he asked me if I could make potato salad, and I said, yes, I make potato salad. It was asking everybody. So he was asking us, and he was listening for the main ingredient in our potato salad, yada, yada, and he came to me, and I started to tell him what I put in my potato salad, and he said, you're wrong. I said, what do you mean I'm wrong? He said, you're wrong. Where's the egg? I said to him, you ask me what I put in my potato salad. I'm making a potato salad. I'm not making an egg salad. When I'm making an egg salad, then I will use egg. It's the main ingredient. In my potato salad, there is no egg. All right? Because I don't eat cold egg. And I have to eat the salad cold, so I eliminate the egg. I don't want no egg in it. And to him, that was not potato salad because there was no egg, even though it was loaded with potato. To this day, I still can't figure out, like 20-something years later, I still can't figure out why we think it is important for us to put egg in potato salad. I just can't figure it out. And there is no potato in egg salad. I just don't understand. Now, there's some people who don't use mayonnaise either, like myself. Because some of us, we don't do that. We don't eat that, all right? But we still have a potato salad. No, Pastor Joan, man, I tell you. Janine says, love it. Thanks, Joan. I really enjoy that. I tell you, Janine, I was with the whole story. Like, whoa. Watching him get the lashes, everything. Shani says, yes, I can relate to several of those fruits. I just saw it go. I still want to know what's nose not. Norma says, somebody knocked my back if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so you get to cough. All right. And Tanya said, pigeon peas, quick fix. All right. In the can. Quick fix if it's in the can. But if you got to cook it from scratch, girl, dry pigeon peas, not easy. Patsy Andrews, good night to you. Thank you so much. And the apostle says, pigeon peas. Now, Shani says, I had white rice with red beans, fried sausage, and fried ripe plantain. Wait a minute, you're eating big there in Nicaragua, girl. She had a piece of bun with butter. You talking my language. Bun and butter, girl. Don't put no cheese on my bun. Give me some butter on it. Uh-oh, but you add the yellow cheese to it too. Okay, not a problem. So even if you're going to add cheese to it, you need some butter on that bun. So she had a piece of bun with butter and yellow cheese. With what kind of milk is this? That might be a brand with something another with milk. Pinot Lillo with milk. And when she says Pinot Lillo is a Latin American beverage. So Pinot Lillo with milk she had, and white rice, red beans, fried sausage. So the red beans is separate. Can we mix ours in and call it rice and peas? Or some say rice and beans. So I guess she had the red beans separate from the rice, fried sausage, and fried ripe plantain. Amazing. You see, guys, not everybody got chicken with rice and peas, okay? All right, so we need to stop laughing when people eat rice and peas with egg. Have you ever had rice and peas with egg? It is so sweet. Me tell you, man, finger licking. Apostle Messiah says, yes, it's a light shade of brown, and they say never eat mommy and drink wine. Oh, what happened? Is it poisonous or something? Let me know. Charlene, how are you? Welcome. She says, night, everyone. How am I joining so late? Always looking forward to our Dr. Monica. Thank you, Charlene. Come on in. I'm here for 2 hours, 39 minutes. Let's make it 3 hours and I'm gone. Vinette says, so true. You got to have water beside you when you try to eat thinking toe. Apostle Messiah says, Doc, we used to know down the thinking toe we used to maybe knock down the thinking toe from the neighbor tree. My brothers and myself, we teeth it and run home. Yes, we had a man in our community called Mas Curtis. And Mas Curtis had a thinking toe tree right in the pass, a shortcut to lead you from down at the bottom road to go up to the top one. And we used to walk through there, and boy, we used to stone that thinking toe tree. So I understand exactly what you're saying. Shani says, yes, thinking toe is very smelly, but it's very nice. We only know it as stinking toe. And Nicole Scott is mentioning Miami apple. I don't know what is Miami apple. Let me know. Oh, yes. Veronica is reminding us that locust is what we call stinking toe. You're right. We call it locust toe. Locust and stinking toe. But she got one, Jatoba. Jatoba. I don't know that name. Jatoba. That's new to me. But locust is one of the proper names for it. I didn't know about Jatoba, but locust is the proper name and we call it stinking toe. Lord, me dear age catching up on me. Macaroni and saltfish cook up together, says Vinette. Yes, man, this is good food. And Guida says we call it stinking toe or locust. Right. Thank you so much, Guida Thomas. Same thing. And Apostle says the same thing too, that we call it locust. I totally forgot that. And okay, St. Vincent, that's the same thing, locust. So, okay, locust stinking toe. That's what we call it across the Caribbean. And Pam says she don't like it at all for whatever it is. And Shani says, yes, the beans are separate and it's fried beans actually. Okay, I've had those before from a friend of mine from Belize, the refried beans. So I think that's probably what you're talking about. And depends on where you go here in America for taco. You get something similar. All right. Tanya says, I was overloaded with number 11 mango at the airport. They allow you. Oh, you're in Canada. So they allow you in Canada, Tanya, to bring mangoes. Let me know so I can. Mango is my favorite fruit. So if they're allowing you to bring mangoes into Canada, no problems. I think I might have to move. Cold or no cold. Okay. Because here I can't bring it. I can't bring. If they find me with mango, I have to pay a whole lot of money for that. Okay? So let me know. Norma says, my son who was born in the USA went to live in Jamaica for a few years and adapted well to the Jamaican culture and can still reel off all the food to me on his and his American friends and family. Yes, that is it about them. Some of them, they love our food and they love our culture. We'll be right back.
If you're a visitor to my highland, down here you drive on the left hand, and you must always wear a seatbelt by law. I'm a Jamaican tour guide. If you want to know more, whoa, I'm in a rising tourist and I'll come on me highland tour. Whoa, I'm a Jamaican tour guide. If you want to know more, whoa, I'm in a rising tourist and I'll come on me highland. We have to hear a boat, we come in a jam down. One in a Montego Bay, one a Kingston. Since the Prince small, big plane, no touchdown. And the same thing about Basco Bella here. Over 2.5 in a population. And 14 forest divide me highland. Not to mention tourist attraction. And they're gonna name out of them one by one. Fern Gully, hit and Duns River Fall when you go a Senton. Green got I'm inviting tourists and all. Come on, me island tour, yeah. I'm a Jamaican tour guide. If you want to know more, oh, yeah. I'm inviting tourists and all. Come on, me island. I rock a best of beat, most a name James Bond. Send me with the most coconut come from. Down a grazing banana plantation. Wait the little bit, me fi got Poland. Me hungry, so me a go rap a fast and guess what down there? Jerk pork and roast yam. Go Blue Mountain Peak on a vacation. The highest peak in the whole island. Blue Lagoon River, me a go rap and take a 5-minute ride go near the highland. I'm a Jamaican tour guide. If you want to know more, oh, yeah. I'm inviting tourists and all. Come on, me island tour, yeah. I'm a Jamaican tour guide. If you want to know more, oh, yeah. I'm inviting tourists and all. Come on, me island. 1962 independence free. 41 here in a anniversary. And so we start name up the nationality. Like me national dish, shaggy and saltfish. And the big blue maho, me national tree. Me national blue lignum vitae. Black, green and gold happy. Everybody we have 60 men a hero in lady. Jamaica party in a 3 county. Cornwall, Middlesex and Surrey. Me never say sorry. Me say sorry. I'm a Jamaican tour guide. If you want to know more, oh, yeah. I'm inviting tourists and all. Come on, me island tour, yeah. I'm a Jamaican tour guide. If you want to know more, oh, yeah. I'm inviting tourists and all. Come on, me island tour. Dial 114 if you want to know places. 119 for all police cases. 110 ambulance come. And at the same if your house abound up. And hello, the bishop will play with our ombudsman. So if you're a Christian, come. Heavy here, we have fun in the sun. In nice young fall. I'm a Jamaican tour guide. If you want to know more, oh, yeah. I'm inviting tourists and all. Come on, me island tour, yeah. I'm a Jamaican tour guide. If you want to know more, oh, yeah. I'm inviting tourists and all. Come on.
And if you're a tour guide for your country, you got nice songs that you want to send me to play that represents your island home, please feel free to send them, all right? So that we can get them out so people can hear about your island. Come and try some of the wonderful food that you have. Places are opening back up now. Yes, some of these countries are asking for a negative PCR COVID-19 test. And if that's the case, then you can go in. There's some places that they're not asking you for anything at all. Some places are asking you to be vaccinated. Others are saying, they have a different stipulation for those who are not vaccinated, but they're not locking you out. Try one of these countries, man, and see what they got to offer, all right? Now we all know about Anansi's story because that was handed down to us in our African culture, isn't that so? So I'm gonna play you an Anansi story tonight. Anansi story coming up. So make sure you're ready to hear the Anansi story, alright? Nicole says, I don't put eggs in macaroni pie nor in potato salad because my daughter does not like eggs, but it still tastes good and intact. Of course, Nicole, it's potato salad you're making and macaroni pie. The main ingredient should not be egg. All right? You're not making egg pie and you're not making egg salad. You're making macaroni pie and potato salad. And so whatever you add to it is what you want and what you like. Very well. So Nicole Scott says, Miami swell people belly. Our mommy. Oh, mommy swell people. Ooh. So I better stay away from it, mommy. So it's not a good fruit, guys? Wait a minute, dear. So Tanya says, tears of joy from these memories. I'm glad that I'm able to bring you back down memory lane, Tanya. Norma says, very memorable program. Doc had my mouth watering the whole show. Thank you so much. We got 12 more minutes to go. Is that 12? 17 minutes rather to go inside the program. Delarine Stevens says, I bring mangoes to Canada, even sugar cane. All right, Delarine, thanks for telling me. I got to start my papers to go live in Canada. I want to live someplace where I can. As a matter of fact, 2019 when I was there, I was able to buy mangoes there. Good Jamaican, East Indian. Me not talk about no fluxy other kind of mango. All right? Good mangoes. It was good. And Veronica is here remembering Peninsulan, Jamaican tour guide. I got you, Veronica. I'll plug you up, girl. I'm setting you straight right now. You hear? So it's a Mommy Apple. It's Carlo. Okay, thank you, Nicole Scott. Only know it as Mommy. Okay, so Mommy Apple. Patsy, I see you dancing. Shani, I see you dancing. Beast Michael, good night. Come on, a girl. Rock and come in. Vinette says so true. Shani say, yes, we have a Nancy stories from our African ancestor. So I do believe it is a good time now to give you an Anansi story. You know, ready?
One man did have one big pasture land full of courage. And all in try, he can't find nobody to chop out the land because everybody afraid of courage. So the man sent out one message, say anybody we can chop out this big land full of courage, he might go give them him 5 golden cow. Well, and Nancy hear about the golden cow them, and a Nancy king catch fire because he want the 5 golden cow. But like everybody, a Nancy afraid of courage. And Nancy go to the man yard and say, me, Nancy, me can chop out courage because me don't afraid of courage. The man say, I don't believe you, Nancy. And Nancy said, just give me 2 cutlass and watch me. So the man say, all right, he may go give Nancy a chance. But what him do is he get one watchman, he go up in a one tall tree and watch Nancy. And him say, if Nancy scratch even one time, him now go get the 5 golden cow. So Nancy go and Nancy start to chop. And as he start to chop, the courage start to fly. So the first piece of courage fly and clap him so whoops, right pan him forehead. And Nancy want to scratch it, but him no want the watchman to see it scratch. So here and Nancy with his smart self now to the watchman. Mr. Watchman, the cow them that the man a go give me. One of the cow they have one spot yasso and he rub him forehead. The man say, no, he no spot up there so. All right. And Nancy go on and he might chop out again and the courage goes so whoops and catch him pan him knee. He knee a scratch him, but Nancy cannot scratch make the watchman see. So Nancy walk him brain again. So Nancy say, Mr. Watchman, the cow them that the man a go give me, the cow them have one spot right here upon the knee, and he goes on in rubbing knee. The watchman say, no, the cow them don't have no spot upon them knee. So Nancy go and chop again, and the cow it goes so whoops and catch him upon him back. And Nancy say, but tell me something, Mr. Watchman. You sure say the cow them no have one little spot right just in them back? The man said, no. What about over yasho in them back? The man said, no, the cow them don't have no spot. The cow them clean and pretty. They don't have no spot. And Nancy said, but then suppose one day they walk in and then get one cut right here so and he's scratching ankle. Or then get one cut right here so and he's scratching shoulder. And so and Nancy spend the whole day a chop and a scratch and a chop and a scratch. Them have something right here so. Them have something right here so. And as in touching body in just a scratch. When evening come and Nancy chop out the whole pasture land. And the man couldn't believe it because he say, hey, everybody who come here spend the whole day a scratch. So him said to the watchman, you sure say and Nancy never scratch? The watchman said, no boss man, and Nancy never scratch at all. And so and Nancy below the whole big pasture land of courage, and Nancy get the man 5 golden cow.
Nancy. Don't we love our Nancy stories? And they're so clean, we can hear them. Big boy, we can't hear the big boy stories them. But Nancy. We all grew up on Nancy stories, and they've made us wise, right? Nancy was a trickster, and so we learn how to be wise. Some of the things that Nancy would do. Oh boy, you see how him get the man's daughter and get whatever it was? By just using him brain, eh? And Nancy. Whoa. All right. Arthur Gray, good night to you. Welcome. Charlene says, give your mother-in-law love, please. Oh, and I will, Charlene. Thank you. Myrtle Anderson, good night. Come on in. Delarine says, mangoes ready. Ready here in Jamaica. East Indian and Julie. East Indian is my favorite right now. There's East Indian mango in Jamaica. No, sir, you can't do that. I need some East Indian. Marcia Cree, good night to you. She says it's her first time. Y'all welcome Marcia for me, please. Marcia, welcome. Please tell us a little bit about yourself, like where you're from and, what you'd be eating on a Sunday culturally for dinner. All right, welcome, Marcia. Thank you so much. Ali Mackey says, great program. Good evening again. And again, happy birthday, happy 108th birthday to Mama Nora Welsh. All right. She's going to be 108 years old in less than 2 hours. She turns, well, on God's calendar, she is already. But on the Gregorian calendar that we use, she's got to wait until after midnight. All right. Welcome each and every one. I'm getting on out of here in another 7 minutes, guys. So Nicole says, Mommy is good, but for some reason, I know few people who got swollen tummy when they were little. That don't sound right to me. I don't want no mommy. No, I don't want no mommy. You know what I want? This is what I want. I'm about to board an airline right now. And this is where I'm going. Back to where my great-grandmother is from.
This is Captain Tobias Wilcock welcoming you aboard Coconut Airways Flight 3722 to Bridgetown, Barbados. We will be flying at an height of 32,000 feet and at an airspeed of approximately 600 miles per hour. Refreshment will be served after takeoff. Kindly fasten your safety belts and refrain from smoking until the aircraft is airborne.
Yeah. Airways. Come on. Oh. On Coconut Airways. Oh, I'm going to Barbados.
With a maximum temperature of 90 degrees Fahrenheit. The sky is blue and the palm trees are really cool. Captain Wilcox and his crew hope you have had a pleasant flight and that you will fly Coconut Airways again.
Oh, I'm going to Barbados. That's right. To the sunny Caribbean Sea. Coconut Airways, y'all. I don't know what your Airways was called back then. We had Air Jamaica, and boy, oh boy, I'm not even going to touch that tonight as we're reminiscing. I hope that I was able to bring some laughter to your face, you know, a bit of reminder as we went down memory lane tonight. And I hope that you know that you're very much your nationality. even if you do know some stuff that everybody doesn't know, and if you decide to prepare a dish in a slight different way from the rest of the country. That's what cooking is all about. All right? And as we say, variety is the spice of life. I got one more Anansi to give you before we get on out of here. Want to hear it? This one is Mrs. Anansi Pig. You got to listen, Mrs. Anansi Pig.
Okay, now who wants to hear an Anansi story? Every morning when Mrs. Anansi get up and leave in the yard to go to work, Anansi lay down in the bed, cover up same way, and I live so easy. Mrs. Anansi was so vexed, but she said, you know, I'm a hard-working woman, me going to work every day. Every evening she come home and Nancy lay down in the bed same way. She get up next morning and gonna work. So, 1 week because she worked so hard, Mrs. Anansi get a bonus from her job. Mrs. Anansi go to the market, she go down a Coronation Market, she walk up and down and she say, what I must buy with this bonus? And she decide to buy one little pig. One pretty fat, sweet little pig Mrs. Anansi buy. But she say, you know, me not going to eat this pig now. I'm going to fatten this pig because one special day we're going to eat this pig, but not right now. Well, as soon as Mrs. Anansi reach home the evening and Anansi bless him, yai pan the woman pig in kin catch a fire. Oh, Mrs. Anansi, I think we need to cook this little pig and eat this pig now. She said, no, brother Nancy, you're not going to cook me pig and eat it. Every evening, Mrs. Anansi come home from work and Nancy dip on her case. Oh, me little wifey, me sweet darling wifey, the pig is getting very, very fat. I think we need to cook this pig and eat this pig. Mrs. Anansi said, no, brother Nancy, we're not cooking this pig and eating this pig. So, you know Anansi. Anansi is a trickster, Anansi is a survivor, and Anansi decide to work him brain. Next evening, Mrs. Anansi come in from work, and Nancy lay down underneath the cover in the bed, and he must shake and he must shiver. Oh, me little wife, me think me going to dead. Me dip on me lash, me feeling so sick. Me little wife, I am so sick, I think I'm going to dead. She said, Anansi, what happened to you? Oh, I don't know, but I think you better call the parson and buy one coffin because I think I'm going to dead. She said, no, I need to go and call the doctor because something is wrong with you. Him said, no, me little wife is alright. Nobody call the doctor. Might as well me just dead and done because no, me don't know what happened to me and me feel very sick. My belly hurt me, my head hurt me, my foot hurt me. She said, no, man, I'm going to go and call the doctor. So, Mrs. Anansi put on her bag and she leave the house now, so she's going to go find the doctor. What she do now is she walk through the shortcut because she have to get to the doctor house fast. As soon as Mrs. Anansi come out of the house, and Nancy take one long doctor coat and put on, and find one doctor stethoscope and put on round the neck, and one little doctor hat, and Nancy run through the shortcut and meet Mrs. Anansi. There is Mrs. Anansi going to the doctor yard. Mrs. Anansi said, oh, Mr. Doctor, is you I was coming to? I was coming to you because she didn't realize it was Anansi dressed up as the doctor, you know. She said, I was coming to you because Anansi is very sick. Here, Nancy, what is the matter with your husband, Mrs. Anansi? She said, I don't know, doctor, but me come in and him a ball for him belly, and him a ball for him head, and him a ball for him foot, and him a shake, so, and him a say, oh, is him last day, and him a go dead, and me must buy coffin. Doctor say, you know, Mrs. Anansi, that sound to me like your husband have a disease called piggy deficiency-itis. She said, piggy deficiency-itis, doctor? Our name so. Him say, Mrs. Anansi, that is a very serious disease, and if your husband is not cured immediately, he's going to die. Mrs. Anansi, do you have a pig? A pig, doctor? Yes, Mrs. Anansi, do you have a pig? Because that is the only way that your husband will be cured. She said, but me have me one little pig, doctor. Me can't take me one little pig and cook ya, Nancy. Oh, Mrs. Anansi, what a wicked woman you are. Imagine your husband is sick and you have the little pig in the house and you do not want to cook the pig to give your husband to get better. You should be ashamed of yourself. Mrs. Anansi said, sorry, doctor, sorry. He said, you better go home right now and cook that pig and give Anansi, and don't make anybody eat any. That is the only way Anansi is going to be cured of his disease called piggy deficiency-itis. All right, doctor, me running home to go do it now, you hear? And Mrs. Anansi leave. She confused, you know, but she leave and she going home now to go cook her one pig with a heavy heart. As soon as Mrs. Anansi leave, and Nancy run back through the shortcut and take off the clothes and run, go home and open the door and fly underneath the covers. By the time Mrs. Anansi reach home, and Nancy that in the bed, oh, me little wifey, me think me go dead. What the doctor say? Might as well him not say nothing because me think she me go dead. She say, Nancy, the doctor say you have a disease called piggy deficiency-itis. Piggy deficiency-itis, me love, I want name show. She said, well, the doctor says a very serious disease, and if I don't cook the pig and give you, you're going to dead. Oh, no, me little wifey, I could have never make you do that, sweetheart. I could have never make you cook your one pig. Might as well me just dead. Call the pastor, go buy the coffin, buy the wreath, everything, because me cannot eat your one little pig, sweetheart. She said, no, Anansi, me have to cook the pig and give you. Him say, well, me will eat it, but me going to eat it with a very heavy little heart, you hear? So Mrs. Anansi cook her pig, and Anansi sit down him one in front of the TV, and him eat the pig foot, and the pig belly, and the pig ears, and the pig back, and the pig neck, and pig everything. That is how Anansi get to eat Mrs. Anansi pig.
Anansi wicked no man. Anansi wicked body. How do you one sit down and eat a whole pig after you lie like that? Eh? I had the nerve to say, no, I couldn't eat your pig. Buy the coffin and everything. And that's, man. God. Help us with these Anansis in our lives. Y'all better look out for them Anansi this week. You hear me? Who can take another Anansi story? Talk to me quick before I get out of here. No, sir. I gotta go. No, man. That wickedness. That past wickedness, man. How? Lord have mercy. All right. I've been giving you some Anansi story because it's common to all of us. All right. I'm trying to see if I got no Trini in the house, but maybe I do, maybe I don't have any Trinis in the house. So let me check back over here on Facebook. No, sir, Nancy, they're in Crabbit, man. I hear that's right, Shani, wicked. And that's too wicked, man. Shani says, yes, Doc, I really enjoy the program. We need to do the island hopping. Yes, we got to go back. Veronica says, I enjoy the program immensely. God bless you all. Marcia says, take me with you. And sleep well, my sister in Christ, says Delarine. And Marcia says, she's from Jamaica, but she lives in the States. Love gospel music. She says, after I done cooking on Sunday evening. You came in a little bit later because we were having some gospel music earlier on. And then I got into this whole cultural thing. And Nicole says, good night. Don't forget the platform. I will definitely take care of that for you. I don't know what's going on, but I will. And that is so true and wicked. Nicole says, Doc, you're funny. Trisha is laughing. Karen Mirage, good evening. She says, hi, Doc. Norma says, yes, Coconut Airways. Love the Anansi Tory Deb. Karen says, no pig round here, LOL. Trisha's laughing. Nicole says, Doc, you're funny. Trisha, I'm wicked. Trisha, I'm wicked. Karen said, do another. Trisha says, no, one more. Norma said, one more Anansi story, Doc. Memory lane nicer. All right, let me get you one more Anansi story there, all right? I'm going to give you one more Anansi story. I got a short little one. Before I give you that Anansi story, I kind of want to... Let me give you this one out of Trinidad, all right? It's called Digging Up with Suitcase. And it's pretty short, 3 minutes. You listen to this from our Trini comedian, Paul Keynes. It's really funny. And then I'm going to come back and give you one more Anansi story, all right? So here is Digging Up with Suitcase.
Well, this is the next thing. We never worry about terrorists. It's not that we don't care about the terrorists. But you see, we don't worry about things we can't know nothing about. And we know our country better than everybody else. You see, the point is, we are accustomed people digging up a suitcase for years. Looking for chana, pepper sauce, all them things. So when they come with this digging up thing, you don't worry nobody. And they tell you those slash and thing. They never say a joke. You have to say a joke if you want a West Indian to understand. That means you walk with boneless roti, no bone, down. That is a dangerous weapon. But America don't know about boneless roti and roti with bone. But the thing is, we don't mind them digging up. We tell them, dig a little more. You missed something, dig it. Because we are accustomed all these years to having our suitcases violated, you know. But the thing we can't stand in the airport is a sign that says, you cannot talk about terrorism. No, if you want to kill a West Indian dead, tell him he cannot talk about terrorism, or he can't talk at all. We love to talk. So that's the hardest part of this thing. I mean, you see them in the immigration in Toronto and Miami, Washington, in the line, they want to talk so bad. They're mouth burning and they want to stick a bomb inside here, boy. But they're afraid. But the culture come to the rescue. They're doing pig Latin. You put no put ipi hapa wapa na papa wapa. So you see, a West Indian will always find a way through the culture to get around his problem. But think about this thing, you know. Last time I went up there, they take off the belt. Next time I go, they think passing under the shoe. Next time I go, they take off the whole shoe. Next time I go, they take off the belt. So no, next time they come in for the pants. So I have a recommendation for them. When you get by the scanner, you put your suitcase in front of you, lie down next to your suitcase, and in your suitcase, go on through. When you come out, you get a medical report and a military report. No bomb, no gun, no prostate cancer, no nothing. You see, our culture has saved us. You see, because we know we ain't worried about flying on BB and Liat and Caribbean Star. Because no terrorist putting no bomb on BB or Liat or Caribbean Star. Even the passengers don't leave the plane going.
That sounds like Air Jamaica.
Bomb costs plenty money. So, who putting a bomb on a plane that might never leave? You know? Then we have something called a random bag distribution system. Leave your suitcase in every other airport except where you're going. So who put a bomb in a suitcase and never go where you're going? So don't worry, it's all these years when you thought we had bad management, was top security we had, you know.
That is Paul Keynes Douglas from Trinidad. So a little bit for everybody. I hope that you understood what he was talking about. I truly enjoy that. And this is your dessert. You know, we have our dinner, and this is the dessert that I'm giving you to top it off. So I'm going to go back to Jamaica. This is Charles Hyatt. I hope I get you laughing. I know some people, you have Monday morning blues. So I'm trying to get you ready for Monday morning. All right. Laugh, distress yourself, and enjoy the last few moments of your weekend with me. So this one is entitled Old Drunk. And this is Jamaican comedian Charles Hyatt. I hope this one will get you laughing as well.
I come to find, get into this age. There is nothing worse than a drunken old man. I mean, sometimes it's a good sight to see, you know. A man on them waters. A youngster, you see me. I smile for him face. And the old man, him ridiculous. Old man stand up a lamppost and I knock on it. Let me in. Let me in. I said, let me in. And I'm a knock on the light post. Police car driver. Hey boy, who you a car? Yeah, well, I could be a father. Hey, I can. All right, so what you doing here? What you doing? I am knocking on my door. Knocking on your door? Yeah, I live here. You live there? What do you mean you live there? You sure? I mean if I'm sure. Look, it's a light upstairs. You see him in the back seat back seat of the new article bus them. When two women sit down beside them, nudge one of them in the elbow. Excuse me. You throw some water in my lap. Of course, the prim little miss. How dare you? How dare you? Just leave me alone. Is that right? I'm joke the other one on there. Young girl, don't leave me. You throw water in my lap? No. What? Me throw water in your lap? Look here. Look, just don't harass me. Don't abuse me. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. It's an inside job. Come off of the bus and lean up against the post. And of course, the return of the swallows take him. Somebody come and say, "You all right, sir? You all right?" Huh? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. Well, what's that now? Hey, what? It's chicken. I eat that up Miss Lucy one stop. And hey, look at you see the cargo. I eat that over there. But look at, tell me something. Me don't remember which part me eat that dog there.
A part of your dessert. Here goes the final part. That was Charles Hyatt, old drunk. Listen, me man, don't get drunk. It's not pretty out there. You hear me? That first part when the man was peeing on the light pole and knocking on it. That was really funny. Told the police officer that he live here. This is his house. Police officer, you live here? I say yes. To prove it's the light upstairs. Eh? Looking at the light on the light pole when you are drunk. Stay sober, people of God. All right, stay sober this week. And our final one from Joan Andre Hutchinson, how Anansi got his dinner. All right, boy, Anansi's a trickster. I can't wait to hear exactly how he got his dinner. Here we go.
Who wants to hear an Anansi story? Me! Anansi was always very lazy, but Anansi liked to dress up like a sweet boy in the latest bling and designer clothes all the time. Poor Mrs. Anansi, every day she have to get up and go to work to feed Anansi, feed herself and the 4 Anansi children. Before she leave her morning time, she have to bathe the picnic them, pack them lunch pan and fix big breakfast for Anansi eat when him wake up. When him wake up and she gone, Anansi lay down in the house and him watch TV whole day. Then him go street corner go sit down with him idle friend them. When Mrs. Anansi come in at evening time, you would have believed that Anansi would have tidy up the house and season up the meat till she come. No, sir. Anansi out the street and walk up and down. One day, Mrs. Anansi decides say no, she tired of it and she now cook no more dinner for make Anansi get big and fat pan her in the house. So, she had a plan. She tell the picnic them, say as soon as school done at evening time, they must run come home so that them can do them homework quick. So the evening now, them come home quick from school. Mrs. Anansi help them do them homework. She cook the dinner, everybody eat, and she wash out the pot and turn it down before Anansi come in. Hey, when Anansi come in and him ask, Mrs. Anansi, where is me dinner? She say, no dinner, no day. him get bakes and gone bad. Him say, what me and my children them going to eat? She said, well, all are we going to starve because you're not working and so there is no money to buy no food. Next morning, Mrs. Anansi get up and she cook one big pot of cornmeal porridge and she make mint tea and fried dumpling and callaloo and saltfish and she give herself breakfast and she give the children them breakfast and she pack them lunch pan and she send them after school. Wash out the pot and turn it down. By the time Anansi wake up, no breakfast. Anansi vex and in quarrel and go on bad. Oh, Mrs. Anansi is going to starve him and him picnic them. Anansi go street. Evening come, the picnic them come in early again, them do them homework, eat after them dinner. Mrs. Anansi cook big dinner and them wash the pot and turn it down before Anansi come home. When Anansi come home from a whole long day of idling out a street, he tired. Him say, Mrs. Anansi, where is me dinner? She said, no dinner, no day. Mrs. Anansi, where is me dinner? She said, no dinner, no day. Mrs. Anansi, where is me dinner? He might get bringle now, She say, no dinner, no day. Farm in yummy long time. Wash out the bun pan. Turn it down a fireside. And Nancy get bakes and bringle and start jump up and down and make whole pan nice. Him say, no, this cannot work. She say, well, Nancy, until you go and find a work, there is no money for buy no food. And Mrs. Anansi a smile, because she playing a trick pan Nancy. Well, this went on for about 2 weeks. Every day, same thing. And Nancy start to feel weak. And Nancy start to maga down like thread. Him decides, no, him not go stay near make Mrs. Anansi starve him off. So, Anansi start to walk on the road in the evening. After a while, Anansi discover something. Him said to himself, wait, anytime people eating their dinner, then calling the picnic them from outside, nobody now play outside in the yard and the house then get very quiet for everybody quiet round the table. So Anansi study him brain and decide to knock at one door. Him knock at the door of Brother Tukuma, Mrs. Tukuma and the 5 little Tukuma children. Hear him. Good evening, Mrs. Tukuma. She said, good evening, Brother Nancy. But Brother Nancy, why your face hang down so and why you look so loud? Him say, Mrs. Tukuma, hungry or kill me and not feeling so wonderful at all. She said, all right, Brother Nancy, come in. Why you don't come in and have dinner? We're just about to have dinner, so come join us now. Brother Nancy said, no, man, I will come in, but I will just sit down and watch, I cannot come in here and eat any for no dinner. She said, no, Brother Nancy, you have to come in and eat with us. So she said, well, me share out the whole of the dinner already, but if everybody give you a little bit out of feeding plate, then we can make up a meal for you. So, and Nancy get a plate and he sit down. Brother Tukuma share out half of him food give a Nancy. Mrs. Tukuma share out half of her food give a Nancy. And the 5 little Tukuma children take out half of them dinner and give a Nancy. By the time everybody finish, and Nancy plate high, almost up to the sky. And Nancy sit down and start to eat. When Anansi done eat, him say, Lord, I feel thirsty, but me really shouldn't take away any of no local bread bridge that you know have to drink. Mrs. Tukuma said, no, Brother Nancy, we will just give you a little bit of our drinks. So Anansi go in the kitchen and find the biggest cup and come sit down in front of Brother Tukuma with the cup stretch out. Brother Tukuma pour out half of him drinks give Anansi. Anansi drink it half quick and say, no man, this drink she kinda sweet. Mrs. Tukuma, make a taste yours. Mrs. Tukuma pour out half of her drinks give Nancy. He put it on him head, glub, and drink it off and say, no, Mrs. Tukuma, this one kind of fresh. Make a taste one of the other one them. And him go and him taste some drinks from the biggest Tukuma. And him taste it and him say, no man, this one having too much lime. And Nancy go and take half a cup of drinks from everybody and find all kind of things. We say, no, this one having too much ice. No, this one not having too much ice. No, this one not taste nice. And I saw Nancy go and get half a cup of drinks from everybody. When him finish, him say, Mrs. Tukuma, me is not one to yam and scram, but I need to go home and help Mrs. Nancy with some housework. And Nancy left Tukuma house and I saw every evening and Nancy walk through different neighborhoods to see who for house quiet. One sit quiet and no picnic play outside in the yard and Nancy knows say it's dinner time and him just go and knock on the door and hang down him face and say, good evening. That is how Nancy get him dinner.
No, in my culture, you don't feed a lazy man. So I know Mrs. Anansi was a Jamaican or a Caribbean woman. A Caribbean Anansi. She either come from Jamaica or some other part in the Caribbean. Because we're not feeding no lazy man, okay? So we know Mrs. Anansi was a Caribbean Anansi. But that Anansi was a lazy man. No, sir. And he's a trickster. You see what I'm doing? Because when five, I don't know where the Takumas are from. I don't know what their nationality or their citizenship is. But those Takumas, they really didn't come from the Caribbean. Okay, they come from some place else. Everybody in the house gave him half of their meal. One person. So you got 3 children and 5 and husband and wife. So that's 5 of them. And 5 halves. That give you what, 2.5? So he's eating 2.5 plate of food while everybody else is eating half. Did I get it right, guys? Mr. and Mrs. Takuma, half and half. That's a 1 plate. 2 of the children, half and half. That's a 2nd plate. And he got half left over. No, sir. That's how Anansi got his dinner. I could go on, but there comes a time when you gotta say enough is enough. You eat enough. I don't want you to overeat this evening. So we'll leave some for another time. I think I'm gonna make Sunday evenings cultural evening so we can do our island hopping again. I see somebody asking for that, and I really miss our island hopping. So I'm really thinking that we can do that as well. When you eat and settle down and just come in and have some laugh and just unwind. That would be good. I hear Pam says, wicked people is wicked, cannot change. Veronica says, Anansi wicked plus tax. Ollie McKay says, thank you for the Anansi stories. Marcia Creed gave us a thumbs up. Ollie says one more, which was the one we did. Nicole says red mango roti, buds up shots, LOL, buds up shots. Okay. Yes, from Paul Keynes. Apostle Messiah says, we know how to find a way to communicate. Nicole said, me belly. Apostle says, that was good. Unica Aaron Sue, how are you? It's been a long time. Hello, a pleasant evening to you. And thank you for coming in and letting me know that you're here. Thank you, sis. Apostle Messiah says, oh, Lord, you got me laughing. And I see Nicole laughing as well. Marcia says, love it. Apostle says, please stay sober. Yes, indeed. And Nancy's a real crook, says Nicole. And I say amen to that. Nicole says, Anansi not easy. Anansi's brain house says, Shani, he got 3.5. Yes. And wicked crook. Okay, I am here. Yes, 2.5, she says, rather. And Apostle Messiah says, Doc, we just need some mangoes along with the stories. Don't raise up no manga story, no, because I love mangas. Island hopping on Saturday morning was the best back then, says Nicole. And I'm not able to do it because I'm in church on a Saturday morning. But if we can get some in on a Sunday evening, I'll do what I can until I can get it back together. Karen says, Takuma them come from the Holy Land. They did laugh. Trisha says, Anansi wicked and lazy. And Nicole says, not at all. Don't even want them around me. All right. It was great being here with you this evening. Sophia Giscom says, always enjoy these stories. Ollie says, stay blessed. Have a great week. And again, tomorrow is Mama Nora Welsh's 108th birthday. And we're asking the Lord to let her live to see that. It comes in 1 hour and 8 minutes from now. And she will be 108 years old. Awesome. She's in Jamaica. She attends the Seventh-day Adventist Church in Blenheim, Hanover. That's where I think Alexander Bustamante, our national hero, is from. One of our national heroes for Jamaica is from. And she turns 108 years old tomorrow. So happy birthday again to Mama Nora Welsh. May God keep you. And you live to see a lot more years. Okay, I would like to live to see 108 years old. I'm putting that God in. I'm putting it in God. I'm putting it in. 108 years old? Awesome, awesome. And Marcia says, love your program. Love you, got me. Thank you, Marcia. Hoping you will come again, all right? Sylvia says, hurry up and come, Dr. Monica, and come to Barbados. Ooh, I'm coming to Barbados. I'm coming on Coconut Air. Wait, Coconut Airways not around anymore. I'll find what plane comes there, all right? And I'm coming. Norma says, now that was a wicked and lazy Anansi. That would be so nice. The cultural Sunday nights. All right, I think I took all of the birthday. Oh, Sophia, I bless on my birthday tomorrow. Sophia, tomorrow's your birthday. Happy birthday to you, Sophia. All right, you've been around a long time. I'm going to take 1 minute and play our birthday song for you because I'm not even sure if I'm going to be on tomorrow. So I'm sorry. So let me play the happy birthday song for you. This is our signature song here for you and for Mama Nora as you celebrate your birthday tomorrow, both of you. All right, here it is. I'll play this for you before I get on out of here. Happy birthday, guys. Oh, wait a second. Come on. Where's my right song? Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Our signature song. And anybody else having a happy birthday today, tomorrow, this week? Yeah. That's right. From all of us. One more time. Tell them again.
Once again, we all gather round.
Yeah.
To celebrate this special day with all our friends
and families. The gift of love
is here
to stay.
We are glad to have you here.
Let's join in and sing this song. Happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Once again, we all dressed up, looking good,
like we always do.
And all things nice, music playing,
People dancing.
we are glad to have you here. So
Let's join in and sing the song. Happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Sophia, Mama Nora.
want you to say that I love you.
Another to show that I care. As long as there is a heaven above, you can be sure I'll be there. Let's join in and sing the song. Happy Sophia, Mama Nora. Sophia, Mama Nora. Day to you. Happy birthday. Another to say that I care. You can be sure I'll be there. Let's join in and sing the song. Happy birthday, Sophia. Mama Nora in Jamaica, happy birthday. Sophia just come in Canada. Happy birthday, girlfriend. Cake coming out from Marcia to you. Thank you, Marcia. And lots of birthday greetings from all your family and friends here at Caribbean Gospel Radio FM, guys. Happy birthday. And just in case you're celebrating a birthday and you did not want to say it, you want to remain incognito. Happy birthday to you. We pray that God's richest blessings will be upon you for this a new year. Love you lots, guys. Thanks to those on Facebook for coming out tonight. I felt the love and the support. If you're new, come back again, all right? Marcia, your family now. I'm looking forward to seeing you when we do this all over again. I'm hoping I can do this tomorrow. Happy birthday. Thanks to all those on YouTube who made tonight a very special night. Thank you all. Happy birthday, all of you. Now may the saving grace of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, the love of God the Father, the full fellowship of the Holy Spirit, the Comforter, rest, remain, and abide with us all, now and forevermore. Amen and amen. Go into this new week that God has given you with faith in Him and understanding who you are and whose you are. Say this to yourself every day this week. No weapon formed against you shall prosper, and every tongue that rises in judgment against you, God has given you the authority to condemn it. You are princes, princesses, queens, and kings. You are royalty. Walk with your head held high. I'm Dr. Monica saying good night, and God bless you. Until we meet again, walk good.
Now in Jamaica, we never say goodbye. We say walk good. If you're running, walking, driving, flying, cycling, we say walk good. Now when I do like that, I want you to say walk good too. It's a little song. Walk good on your way and good Duffy walk with you. Walk good every day and good Duffy walk with you. Walk good every day, walk good on your way. Walk good, good follow you. If you just walk good on your way and good Duffy walk with you. Walk good every day and good Duffy walk with you. Walk good every day, walk good on your way. Walk good follow you. If you just walk good, walk good.
From the USA to Europe and into the Caribbean, all the world over, this is Caribbean Gospel Radio FM, keeping you inspired.